family into going to Florida, where I'm sure he'll trick them again to go into spring training games. Tiki Barber, how are you?
Fantastic. At least I can open chips.
At least you can open chips, which is where we will begin. Now, there's plenty to talk about throughout the show. Obviously, as Jerry and Boomer just mentioned, news popping from the Combine. We'll get to more Jets quarterback carousel news and another name that is potentially out there. We'll even get to St. John's, who thoroughly got dominated last night at UConn, and whether that's a warning sign. But, you know, going through this morning, the Yankees signed Randal Grichuk to come off the bench, and I had some thoughts on that with Jasson Domínguez. How do we lead there? And then about an hour before the show, we get this article from NJ.com from Randy Miller, who spoke with Giancarlo Stanton. And I'm going to read a couple quotes, Tiki, give a couple thoughts, and let's just talk this thing through. Just 2 weeks ago, when spring training started, we got word the Yankees are healthy.
Yeah.
They're full go. Giancarlo Stanton, no problem, no biggie. And yet this morning, Stanton has not been re-injured. No. Stanton is ramping up to try to play by probably the end of next week, or March 4th, the end of next week, in spring training games. But what Stanton gave quote-wise to Randy Miller today makes it feel like he's trying to be heroic, and I see it, but I don't know how alarm bells aren't sounding all over Tampa and the Bronx. So Giancarlo Stanton's elbow, he says, and I quote, "I can't open a bottle. I can't open a bag of chips, a bag of anything. That's the way it is." Aaron Boone added, "For me, he's the poster child of mentally tough." I don't know how else to say it's true. Poster child. And Stanton also added that the public outlook would be that I wouldn't be mentally tough if I miss games due to the elbow injury. Now, I'm going to read more on the surgery and everything else.
Mentally tough.
When you hear all those quotes, Tiki, as a former athlete, what the heck is going through your mind?
So to me, what I hear when I hear this is one, he's battling this tennis elbow, and he's been battling it for, I think, a few years now. We heard about it mostly last year, but as an athlete, you don't admit to those things. I don't think I would tell anybody that, I can't open a bag of chips, I'm weak. But then I also start thinking, what the heck? How the hell do you swing a bat?
That's exactly
it. If you can't open chips, how are your hands strong enough to hold a bat? But it almost feels like arthritis issues that, older people get when their hands start to break down and they start to get joint issues, and there's just a weakness in your joints because of arthritis. I tell you, the one thing that immediately jumps to my mind is, man, Spencer Jones has a real chance to make this team now as a DH if he keeps hitting in spring training like he did when he started this season. So I feel like Giancarlo Stanton's issues are maybe being exaggerated, and even by him, because it doesn't make sense that you can't open chips but then can swing a bat.
Do the motion. We all do it. You pinch the bag and you pull it open.
Right.
Again, now if he's talking about like the Hal's chips that are a little thicker bag, maybe I understand.
Yeah, but I can't even open those sometimes.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with my strength or
some
lack of tennis elbow. It's more like, this thing is really tight.
Really
Let me
tight.
get some scissors to open this thing.
My kid can open up the bag of Doritos, the Lay's salt and vinegar, no problem. Giancarlo Stanton's struggling with that, and I have to trust him with a bat in his hands. Now, we see, and we were out there how many times at Yankee Stadium doing 16-hour shows and watching him swing in batting practice and the full velocity. Now, on not having surgery on the elbow, Stanton was asked, do you regret not having surgery? And he said, you get the surgery and you could go back to being in the general population in a few months. But my job is to put some of the most force into a batted ball. Okay, like
I agree with that, though.
I understand. So basically, I'm going to wait on having surgery till after my career.
Yeah, I mean, he should, because there's no reason to risk potentially not ever getting back that strength in your forearms. Because you look at his forearms. His forearms are massive. He's got Popeye forearms. And so the last thing you want is the atrophy of all those muscles that you've built. But when you think about it, it's probably the reason that he has this tennis elbow, not because, he has some genetic disposition to tennis elbow. It's probably because he's a freaking Hercules.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And he lifts like a maniac. And
Hercules.
Right, but like over time, especially because he's been playing for so long, when you lift that much, your body just starts to reject weight.
Yes, which is where the next part in a moment is going to come in. He also added that what's going on with him is not going to be fixed in surgery. This is a doozy of a quote, Tiki. I don't care what any doctor says because they don't know what's going on. Are doctors the medical professionals that do know what's going on?
Well, I think what he means is they don't know how I feel. Like
Okay.
they can diagnose what tennis elbow is, the effect that it has on your body. Even as a sports orthopedist, you can tell this is how it's going to affect your game. But they're not him. They don't know what it feels like. Because it seems like that Giancarlo Stanton for the last couple of years has just been finding ways, and I don't know how he's doing it. Maybe he's taking smelling salts or something or whatever, something to get him gassed up emotionally before he goes and plays a game of baseball to just fight through this. Right, that's the mental toughness that people were just talking about and alluding to, that you have to get your mind right in order to push through it and be able to grip a bat and swing as hard as you can and, launch these things at 110 mile an hour exit velocity. So,
and a doctor can't relate to that.
Yeah, his doctor just doesn't know.
Okay.
Like he could diagnose it from a layman standpoint, but from a elite professional athlete, I get what he's saying.
Okay, so then he also added, what's written about my elbows is what me and the Yankees give you. Well, hold on. If you're giving us this morning.
Right, why are you even giving us that?
Well, this would be, if I want to make this clear. Again, this is a Randy Miller piece. If you're just joining us at NJ.com, he spoke to Giancarlo Stanton. You can go find it there. If you're giving us this, and this is made to make Giancarlo Stanton look like a hero going into the season. I understand that, but I'm looking at the negative.
Yeah,
clearly.
it's gonna worry us. It does worry us as Yankee fans.
If you're giving us that you can't open a bag of chips in a bottle, what are you not giving us? What are you not like? That sounds bad,
right?
If that's supposed to sound like, yeah, no biggie, what are you hiding to tell us that?
I know.
So here's the issue, and you could go through he wants to play a full season. That's his goal, but the full season is going to be
He's not playing a full season.
Well, this is where it's kind of a caveat. Yeah. There are going to be a lot of off days. They say this. And I want to make something clear. When I read this, as a Yankee fan, I'm not upset at Giancarlo Stanton, and I appreciate that he's trying to will himself through pain for the betterment of the team. I was hard on Giancarlo Stanton early in his Yankee tenure. Evans alluded to this a million times with my booing of him early. I have grown to love and appreciate everything Giancarlo Stanton has. I mean, hell, that World Series run to the World Series 2 years ago, as much as we love Juan Soto, Giancarlo Stanton put them on his back, and I appreciate him for that. And I know that if this team wants their end goal of winning a World Series or facing the Dodgers down the line, Tiki, they're going to need Giancarlo Stanton as the Robin to Aaron Judge's Batman.
Right.
But this worries me.
With his bat. Yes.
With his bat. And this is where it angers me. We have alluded to the Yankees' issues in terms of handling injuries in the past. Anthony Volpe last year. Oh, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. At the end of the year, we found out there was something wrong. When I told you, hey, look back at that day in May when he dove his shoulder. Turns out that happened.
Yeah, you're right.
Anthony Rizzo with the concussion last year. Clark Schmidt pushing through the top. I don't need to list it, but the Yankees have a history of what doesn't appear to be right to the fans' eyes ends up being proven right later, and we understand what the organization's doing. If the Yankees are aware Giancarlo's elbows are like this, to the point his pain is he can't open a bag of Lay's, he can't open a bottle of Coke, whatever that may be, how did you not be more aggressive this offseason in protecting yourself? Well, it comes back to that question.
I know why. It's because they feel like they have some prospects in the mind that are coming up.
Okay.
One, Martian, obviously, Jasson Domínguez, and then Spencer Jones, who we were just alluding to, who might get a chance with Giancarlo Stanton potentially beat up, and who knows if he's getting to 100 games this year as a bat, as a big bat. I mean, we saw him smash a home run in his first spring training game, so who knows if he can get up to speed to be on the Major League roster this year. So it just creates an opportunity. So I think when you look at it from a Brian Cashman standpoint, that's what we talked about. Like they weren't worried about making big splashes in free agency this offseason. They really just wanted to re-sign Cody Bellinger because they believe and trust that their farm system's gonna provide it for them. Now, do we believe that? I think it's a wait and see.
Yes.
Because we haven't seen it yet from Jasson Domínguez. Part of that's because he never really has gotten a shot. Spencer Jones is just finally getting a shot. And so I think that the mindset is he'll age out. Giancarlo Stanton will age out, and we'll have a young kid to come right behind him.
Okay. And the Yankees signed, if you missed this, Grichuk, who used to kill him with the Blue Jays. He's aging. He's kills lefties, right-handed bat. That signaled to me that Jasson Domínguez is, and we've speculated this, going to begin the year in AAA.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. I understand. Get better defensively.
Does this
work
change
on it. Well, I don't see. Here's the thing. I think this is all done in collaboration with it. I think they want Jasson Domínguez to be as ready as possible if Stanton or whoever.
So they want him to play.
I think this is all adding up.
No, I hear you. So they want Jasson Domínguez to play every day.
Every day.
So that when he comes up, if he has to play every day, he can do it.
And I want to make. I'm comfortable with that. Okay? You know what? You should be making him better every day rather than having him sit, and we argued about Trent Grisham and all of that. But the Grisham stuff now makes sense if all this is true. But Tiki, this is my issue. Stanton has this goal of playing a full season on the surface, meaning I'm going to be
What does a full season mean for Giancarlo?
For Giancarlo, it means being on the opening day roster and being there through the end of the year while managing these off days. And that sounds nice for him.
How many? How many days does he play? How many games?
It's okay. 2-3 days off.
108?
Okay. But think about this.
That's 2/3 of the season.
2/3 of the season. The end goal for the Yankees is to make the World Series, win a World Series. I don't care about the end goal for Giancarlo playing the full year. Wouldn't it behoove the Yankees to slow play this and not have Giancarlo touch cold weather in April, May? I'm serious. If the elbow's in that much pain, you know what Giancarlo brings to the table late in the year. You know how important he is. I know that Giancarlo wants to be there. So to me, I would rather say, you know what, Big G, how about we check back in on you in May? Keep doing what you're doing in the warm weather.
When the sun is shining consistently.
Whether it's Spencer Jones or Domínguez, one can stay down, the other comes up. Let them play. If they struggle, they can easily go back down when you want to call up Giancarlo.
Not a bad plan.
That's my plan. I don't like this plan just to try to scrape by and win some games in April because it's what Giancarlo's dream is of doing this.
Right.
Give me one of these young guys on the roster now and understand that you probably, with this roster and this pitching staff, should win 90-plus games and make the postseason. We all agree with that?
Of course.
And Giancarlo only played 77 games, and they did that last year.
Yep.
I'm fine with that Giancarlo plan.
And he felt fine. He felt
fine.
He felt like he contributed enough. It wasn't like he felt like you were lacking of a Giancarlo Stanton influence last season, even though he only played a third of the season. And so
we'll be here waiting for you in the summer.
100%.
Now, the argument will be, well, how much more rest is going to help him? I don't even think it's about a rest. I just think it's about preserving how much torque and shots he's taking on the elbow.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, given what you were just talking about, if Jasson Domínguez is going to evolve into the player everybody thought he was supposed to be. I mean, he had a nickname. He's in the minor leagues. He had a nickname. It wasn't like he was mashing, home runs in majors. He was in the minor leagues, and he had a nickname. Like, talk about Volpe didn't have a nickname in the minor leagues.
No.
Jasson Domínguez had a nickname, the Martian, in the minor leagues. It means you're like an alien, you're a freak, and you're supposed to be elite.
Or it means you don't exist.
You're right. Very true. Very true. The reality is he's got to still prove that.
Yes.
Like, before we can really call him the freak, the Martian, whatever you want to say, he's got to prove it. And this might be a chance for him to prove it. This creates a humongous opportunity for Jasson Domínguez. I know I mentioned Spencer Jones only because we saw what he did in his first spring training game, but this creates a huge opportunity for one or both of those guys.
No doubt. One of these guys has to be on the opening day roster. If Stanton is going to sit multiple times a week, it can't be Grichuk. It can't be, look, Ben Rice is going to play first base. Who knows with his glove if he's going to have to DH some games, and that's where Bellinger's versatility. But Stanton's bat's that valuable. You can't afford to have both Spencer Jones and Domínguez sit in the minor leagues while Giancarlo's up here in April missing a couple days a week. You just can't.
They still got to prove it, though.
They do. And I think I would rather give Spencer Jones a look up here a couple days a week because he's already proven he could hit AAA pitching, because I think Domínguez's defense needs that work every day. But regardless, I don't know how you look at a guy that can't open a bag of chips, can't open a bottle, and go, yeah, that guy's totally going to be fine from April through the end of the season. And yeah, there's nothing to worry about. No biggie. I have a hard time imagining that. We will take your calls on this Giancarlo Stanton issue. Is it an issue? Is it a no biggie? Can he open a can of Pringles? Or is it just a bag? 888-808-1019. It is Evan and Tiki. Evan vacationing. Got me and Tiki the next couple of days. Connor with us as well. We got a good Cinco to get into later on. And, of course, St. John's losing to UConn in a brutal fashion. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest prices on all name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program also sponsored by Kalshi. Trade on anything. Basketball is in full swing, and now you can trade the game in all 50 states on Kalshi. From the pros to college, don't miss your shot on the hardwood. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get $10 when you trade 100. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
It is gone! Put it in the box! We're getting ready for another season of Yankees and Mets baseball on WFAN.
Going on deep drive right field, hit hard, and is screaming out of here.
We've got all the bases covered with breaking news, analysis, and good old-fashioned New York sports talk on The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Where you learn matters. At Monmouth University, students study on a vibrant coastal campus with direct access to research, culture, and industry. From classrooms to competition, from creativity to career prep, Monmouth offers a vantage point shaped by location and purpose, blending a personalized learning experience with Division I pride and a rising national profile. Bigger thinking, more inspired, you amplified. Amplify your future at Monmouth University. Learn more at monmouth.edu/amplified.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or over cooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at ChefIQ.com. That's ChefIQ.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
If you love sports, this is the show for you. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the free Odyssey app and YouTube at The Costos. Bringing you the biggest NFL news, guests, and notes from the offseason while getting you ready to win the madness of college hoops. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Presented by BetMGM. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere for sports talk from people who love sports.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park
from way downtown for a
beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go Teams!
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
I gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your bed. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Then breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey Todd, how many portraits of presidents will it be to lease a sparkling new Jeep Grand Cherokee from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram?
John Montone. Everyone is given White House treatment during Ramsey's President's Day sales event, and that means amazing deals on all Jeep and Ram trucks.
Only $299 for 39 months for a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4.
Or $269 for 39 months to lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door outdoor sport as 4x4.
I cannot tell a lie. With lease offers this good, I'm ready to start my own presidential motorcade.
The President's Day sales event happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
$29.95 down payment plus tax, title, registration, and fees. Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number S8749301. MSRP $47,325. VIN number TW224875. MSRP $49.90. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit expires 3/2/26.
Ready to ramp up the excitement, golf fans? BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets even better with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll take your stake back if they finish second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds.
Baseball or football, WFAN runs the city. Yankees bats, Mets heat, Giants defense, Jets dreams. It's all here every day. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn.
Jermaine Johnson gets reunited with Robert Saleh. Tiki?
Yeah, interesting because let's not forget that Jermaine Johnson, along with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, all three had their fifth-year options picked up before last season. Mm-hmm. We remember that Garrett got an extension, Wilson got an extension, and Sauce Gardner got an extension. Sauce was subsequently traded to the Indianapolis Colts, but Jermaine Johnson was the question mark. What are they doing contract-wise? So it's interesting and actually makes sense that Robert Saleh, who drafted him, went to New York Jets, traded back for him, expect him to get an extension now that he's been traded and going to the Tennessee Titans.
Yes.
But it's an interesting move for the Jets because T'Vondre Sweat is not replacing Quinnen Williams, but because he's not nearly as good yet, but he is young.
Yeah. And a different kind of player.
Different kind of player, but he's also a massive body. He's 370 or something like that. And so you can tell that the Jets and Darren Muji, we talked about yesterday, is starting to reshape this Jet defense already. So it feels like they're going defense in the draft.
Yeah. My initial instinct is, I think I love this from the Jets' perspective the more I look into it. You needed beef in the middle to stop the run. Jermaine Johnson, if you were unsure of what his value was, and he wasn't part of this regime, Muji and Glenn, now you got to figure with that second pick, like we talked about throughout the week, right? I mean, we called the quote the Giants model with Abdul Carter and the quarterback. They are going to get their pick of the best player, but the best defensive player on the board. And I can't help but wonder if that means Ruben Bain is going to be the pick at number 2 overall.
Feels like it.
To go bookend him with Will McDonald. Now you have some beef in the middle with Sweat. Now you really start building something. I think it made sense. Also, Connor Hughes reports that last year at the deadline, Robert Saleh tried to get Jermaine Johnson over to San Francisco.
Did he?
And they were offering,
so he's been hot to trot for him for a minute.
They were offering him a third-round pick. San Francisco did, but the Jets wanted a 2. So instead, did the Jets swing this to beef up the interior? So T'Vondre Sweat going to go try to stop the run. The Jets probably take, if it's not Ruben Bain, insert whoever that pass rusher is. They clearly have a vision and a plan to build up this defense. Look, they have to. At a minimum, Tiki, after everything we talked about with the Wink Martindale, Aaron Glenn's calling plays as his superpower, if Aaron Glenn's going to go down with calling plays as his superpower on defense, that defense better be the best that Aaron Glenn can envision it being.
I think you're right.
And I think it's the way to do it.
I think that they're trying to give Aaron Glenn all the pieces that he needs in order to execute at a high level consistently. And so T'Vondre Sweat, who, again, most people won't know because even if you're watching the Tennessee Titans, you're not fully seeing his impact, but he's a load to move in the middle of a defense. When you have a guy that's 370, it's just you can feel how he can impact this team. You go get some edge rushers in this draft. You shore up the second and third levels as the draft goes on, and maybe the Jets can get back to where the expectation was a couple of years ago.
And I want to give Darren Muji a lot of credit here because you think about the return they got on Quinnen Williams, the return they got.
This is a straight-up draft, swap, by the way.
And it's
right?
a straight-up swap.
Player for player.
This is from what I am reading here. Player for player deal, unless something else matriculates. Now, it may, because remember, the trade can't be processed until the start of the new league year next week.
Right.
So that you could get some kind of picks for maybe.
Right.
Maybe. But the beef of this trade, for lack of a better term, is the nose tackle coming over for Jermaine Johnson. And I think the return he's gotten, when you consider all three guys he's dealt back and now the assets and what they're doing, I see the vision. I do. Unfortunately for Darren Muji, they got to figure out the quarterback position, which we'll talk about at the top of the next hour because that's, where everything is determined in this league. But they're building something. I think it's a really good move. I got to give Darren Muji a lot of credit. So there we have that on the table. We have, of course, Giancarlo Stanton not being able to open a bag of chips, something Tavondre Sweat apparently has no issue doing. Both of those things on the table here. 888-808-1019. Anthony in Harlem. Anthony, what's up?
What up, Ant?
What's up, boys? Good morning.
Good morning.
I absolutely love this trade from the Jets' perspective. They're going to a 3-4. It's pretty obvious.
Yep.
He's a space-eating nose tackle. Jermaine doesn't really fit that system. And, the guy at number 2 that I don't know if you watched his tape, Tiki, he's freaky, the kid Arvell Reese.
Oh, yeah.
He's a 3-4 outside linebacker, bro. He is going to blow people's minds with the numbers he puts up at the combine. And, if you switch it to a 3-4, Jermaine didn't fit. You could put Will McDonald at the other outside linebacker, and now you got I'm just happy about it. I think it's a good trade.
Yeah, no, it is. It's smart, and it tells you. I mean, you mentioned a great point about the change in what the defense is going to look like. It's not going to be 2 edges, 2 tackles, and putting linebackers in gaps and things like that. It's going to be basically 5 down. Now those 2 edge guys, one or at least probably both of them need to be able to drop in coverage. When you play 3-4, you got to be able to cover out of that 3-4 position. You can't just have 5 guys going after the quarterback.
Clearly can.
Which Arvell Reese is a ridiculous athlete. And so, I mean, you talk about Ruben Bain from Miami. It could be Arvell Reese.
Could also be Texas Tech's edge Bailey.
Right.
David Bailey. He's another guy. He's a freak athlete. So, they have their eyes on it. They know the deal. And as much as Evan has tried to envision the Fernando Mendoza trade.
No, it's not. It's less important.
Yes.
I know why, as a fan, you get obsessed with the quarterback. You just can't help it. Because any team that gets deep into the postseason has quarterback competency.
Yep.
Let's not say you got superstar quarterback, but it's quarterback competency.
I think it's a good way to put it.
The Jets don't have that. And so it's easy to just pine for that. But the reality is this team needs to be rebuilt, the Jets I'm talking about, in so many different facets. And if you have a defensive head coach whose superpower is calling defense, then you better give him the pieces in order to do that really effectively.
Yeah.
And so I would, if I'm the Jets, I'm focusing on getting this defense to be as great as possible this season. That's with draft, obviously. It's with free agency. We already saw it. It's starting with trades. And then keep games tight and close, and maybe you pull some of them out.
Yes.
And then ultimately, next year, you have a stupid quarterback class. It's ridiculous how good this next
with 3 first-round picks.
You have 3 first-round picks as the Jets, and there are a ton of quarterbacks coming out in next year's class. And I told Evan yesterday, keep an eye on the kid, Drew Mestamaker. The kid is going to be a stud, especially now that he's playing in Power 5 football with Oklahoma State. His head coach from North Texas, Eric Morris, took the job at Oklahoma State after Mike Gundy's career there kind of derailed and now is over. So, but he's just one. I mean, there's a ton, right? Dante Moore is in this draft. Julian Sayin, Ohio State's quarterback, could be in this draft.
Sellers,
not even talking about Arch Manning, Lenore Sellers. Like there's 5 quarterbacks you could name off the top of your head that could be really good top 10 potential talents in next year's draft. So forget about Fernando Mendoza. We've heard Evan talk about this for 2 months. Forget it. It's a pipe dream, and it doesn't even matter. Go fix your defense and have a great defense so that your head coach, who has a superpower calling defense, can actually have a superpower calling defense.
The Jets now can approach the next 2 months like this. And I know it's not the reality because of what we just talked about, Mendoza.
Yeah.
The Jets can approach the next 2 months as if they have the first pick in a draft that doesn't feature a quarterback.
Yes.
That's the way to look at it.
Yeah.
That's the healthiest way to look at it.
Right. And if you want to take a shot on whoever, Gus Meyer or what's his name? What's the kid's name?
blanking.
LSU. I'm forgetting his name. You know what I mean? The LSU quarterback.
Oh, Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier.
Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier. Take a shot at him in the 3rd round or 2nd round. Thank you, Connor.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson if he happens to fall into the 2nd round. Whatever. Carson Beck.
You could do that.
You could do
without
it.
killing you and making you feel like you have to commit to him and not take a quarterback next year.
Drew Allar.
Yeah. More on him in a second, Tiki. You don't jump too far ahead of my show page. Let's just check in with our resident negative Jet fan, Connor Green, who's with us today. Connor, your thoughts on the trade?
Well, I've been a Jets hater, as you know, for about a year and a half now. But I have to say, even though I still don't think they're going to be good next year, I actually kind of like this move because they needed a little beef up the middle. They might switch to a 3-4 defense. And you have Will McDonald, who I think is a good player. They're probably going to draft, I would guess, Ruben Bain. So I think then you still have an edge rush there. Now you have somebody in the middle to stop the run.
Right.
I actually kind of like this move.
It's the right move to make.
It is the right move to make. All right, let's go back to the phones. Bruce in Texas. Bruce, what's up?
Hey, Bruce.
Thanks so much for taking the call. I realize you're on football, but I went back to Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All things on the table.
Yeah, for one of the first times ever in my long history, and I go back to the very first time that Susan Waldman came on. I agree with everybody and everything that's been said this morning. Tiki, you're absolutely right. It's not tendonitis in your elbow.
Right.
If you can't open a beer bottle.
Right.
It's arthritis.
Right.
And believe me when I tell you that I know that because I'm an old 75-year-old catcher whose hands look like somebody ran him over with a. But it takes me 2 hours to warm up to the point where I can hit a golf ball, let alone baseball. So that whole story is just
Bruce. So what do you, Bruce? Do you have to go canned beer instead? Is that what's going on?
Well, there's options. I still have the old church key because I'm old enough to remember how to work.
Nice. I like it. Just saddle up to the bar. It's whatever's on tap, right, Bruce?
In my age, you always carry a penknife, so opening a bag of chips isn't that big a deal.
Nice.
There you
All
go.
right, you got it all figured out, Bruce.
Thanks,
Appreciate your call, man.
Bruce. Good call.
That's awesome.
The old church key. They don't call them those anymore, do
No.
they? That's so good. Neil in the Bronx. Neil, what's up?
Neil, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, gentlemen?
All's
Thank you
good.
for taking the call. Tiki, man, my man, bro.
Thank you.
On Carlos Stanton, I have an idea because let's think of him as an investment for October.
Right.
So let's keep him playing a little bit in the beginning of the season and then activate him in the last 2 weeks of July, August into September.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Come October, he's ready to master baseball because obviously he's not going to give us a full season or a half a season. So think of him as an investment for October. What you think about that?
It's smart.
I love it.
Because what's he trying to prove? Does he need to hit 50 home runs or whatever? He doesn't need to.
Yeah, and
maybe from an ego standpoint as a player, you want to have as great a season as you can. You want to hit 255 and hit 40 home runs. It justifies your salary. It makes people get off your case. But if Bruce is right, and he might be, that this is more of an arthritis thing. I know we feel like, that's something that affects older people. Not really. It affects if you're predisposed to arthritis, it can start affecting you in your 30s.
A lot of miles on the joints of Giancarlo Stanton.
100%. And so Bruce is what he was alluding to. When you have arthritis, you can't open things at times, but you can warm yourself up, right? You can start to get your muscles and your tendons, all those things loose, and all of a sudden you can open a bag of chips or you can swing a bat. And there's probably a reason, as Shaun was alluding to when we were doing these 8-hour shows at Yankee Stadium, that you'd see Giancarlo Stanton out there 2 hours before anybody else.
It was always the first one on the field. They
Always.
don't show that on TV, but always the first one out there before either team just swinging a bat.
And it makes sense why.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Franco in Staten Island. Franco, what's up?
How you doing? Great show. A little different vibe without Evan on. I was the one who called in last week about the Angels.
Right.
So today I'd like to talk about the strike zone. Just quickly before I do, I'm 65 years old. A little quick plug for Walt Tkachuk, who played between 67 and 81.
There it is.
He was a shutdown center, and, it's not that long ago. It's 35 to 48 years ago. That's about the time frame for a championship in New York sports these days. So,
yeah, it's a good way to look at it.
Good point.
Yeah, but here's the one fact about him. He has a plus-minus in his career of 184, the highest of any Ranger ever.
Is that
so
right?
To put that in perspective,
Wow.
To put that in perspective compared to like his contemporary Hall of Famer Roger Bear. Roger Bear had a plus 38.
Right. Wow, we need to put some
so
respect on Walter Tkachuk's name.
That's Frank, I'm embarrassed for Evan that he didn't know it. I'm sorry, man.
That's okay. So now on the strike zone, the thing that strikes me, and I wanted, maybe Evan would probably be good at this, a little help on whether the research I did was right, because it says the strike zone's from 27% of your height to 53.5% of your height. When you look at that, it's only an 18-inch strike zone.
Right.
And if you're a 6-foot-tall person, it goes from your knee to about 36 inches up. So if you had like a 32-inch inseam, it's only 4 inches above your inseam. So that's like below your belly button.
Right.
When I played baseball, it was knees to your armpits.
Right.
This is like a very tight strike zone.
But now, Franco, this is where, and thanks for the call. I am under the interpretation, though, that it gets lifted based on your height, the way he's describing it. Not just up to your
it comes
inseam.
up to your knees, I believe, like right above or right, maybe right below.
I think it was like knees to nipples.
Yeah, and so because you're obviously bent as a batter.
Oh,
now,
true.
In some cases, if you are I'm trying to think who was an upright swing, Eric Davis.
Okay.
You remember Eric Davis's
Yeah.
swing where he's standing straight up, and then he'd get down as he would swing.
Late,
but
yeah.
he's affecting the strike zone effectively because his knees are straight, and then all of a sudden he bends his knees and he's down, and so it's making it complicated for the home plate umpire to maybe call balls and strikes.
And part of this is what ABS should correct. In theory.
Well, in theory, this is what ABS should correct. But Evan, when we talked about this yesterday, and I hate to like get on Evan, but he was wrong about some of his presumptions about what this meant.
All right, give it to us.
So the players, they want the challenge system. They want to be able, and again, they're testing it in spring training. So the fact that you're getting 100 of these in a game, not really, but you know what I mean. You're getting a bunch of these in a game is just so they can test it out. The players want to come regular season games, or even it's probably more likely once you start making a push for the postseason to have the option in a high leverage situation to challenge what they think is an obvious mistake, right? And so that's what they're testing right now. The players love the challenge system because when it comes down to a high leverage moment in a game, they want to be able to say, you know what, ump, you're wrong,
right?
And I'm going to prove it.
And buys you an extra pitch.
It buys you an extra pitch, whatever that may be. The umpires, however, and this is probably polling, maybe a little bit of anecdotal research that's been done. At least this is my understanding of this. The umps want full ABS. What Evan was alluding to, that every pitch should be called by the ABS system.
The umps
want it because think about the umpiring and the opinions that we have on umpires after every year.
Kill them.
We crush them. Oh, you suck. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You're on the fix, right? You're getting paid.
They have to answer the pool reporters.
They have to answer all of these questions, and the scrutiny is it's hard for them ultimately to do their job and not get crushed, even if they think they're doing a good job. And so the umpires want full ABS. It's not going to happen. The MLB has done a ton of research. They've done a ton of testing in the minor leagues, and they tiered this thing. They asked the fans, they asked the players, they've asked everybody what would be best for the system. The challenge system is the one that clearly rose to the top. Now, here's the caveat that I think is really most important from an umpiring standpoint. So, challenge ABS system is in, right? Umpire, whatever, he's looking at he's calling balls and strikes. Human error it's there, right? It just happens. But he's not sure sometimes. they have the ability, because of the ABS system, to get some advice.
The umps can. I didn't realize
the umps can just get some advice. Like,
so the umps can almost challenge it?
Tell me how I was off or wrong. Not challenge. They can just ask. Was I right about that last strike? Maybe I'm seeing this wrong. Right?
Oh, okay. So if a call's already made.
Yeah. And then so in the half inning,
right.
Hey, how close was I on? Was I good? Was I bad? All right, good.
So they can adjust going forward.
They can adjust in game.
That's a good thing.
And so I think it's a great thing. And so instead of relying fully on a computer or whatever technology to call balls and strikes, you allow the human to correct itself, and you allow the player in a high leverage moment to challenge. And so I think it's honestly the best of both worlds.
Okay, so now just to correct, Evan's point was he didn't think the umps wanted it. It turns out the umps want it more than the players.
Yes, and he was saying they should just make it full ABS.
Because the umps would rather take it out. Now, here's what I would wonder. You brought up that the players want it in the high leverage situations late in game, and they're going through everything in postseason. I see all that, but what you're saying now in terms of umps finding out how to correct themselves if they really want it.
If they want to.
Maybe I'm more prone to want a challenge earlier in the game to send the message to the ump.
Maybe.
Dude, you need to realign what you're doing.
100%.
Because if that's what they're doing anyway.
And you only know this if you get it right. So,
true.
Ump, you're Aaron Judge. That ball is below his knees. They call it a strike because, you know what, for a 6'2" guy, that's a strike.
Right.
For a 6'7" guy, it's not. So Aaron Judge challenges him. It's correct. He's like, hey, dude, check yourself.
Before you wreck yourself.
Right. Check yourself. Right. Let's make sure you get this right. And so now the umpire can say, hey, how far off was I? Am I seeing this wrong? All right. I got to make some adjustments. And so I think it allows it to keep happening. The only issue that I can possibly see is that the ABS system, let's say the pitcher now or the catcher challenges, because this happened in, when did they first trial this?
We saw it in the All-Star game.
It was the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Right. You throw his ball, it looks like a strike. As a pitcher, you're like, dude, that was a strike. I know it was a strike. And it's the third strike. And the umpire, you challenge it. The batter's still standing there because he's like, it wasn't a strike, it was a ball. The umpire called it a ball. And just standing there. All of a sudden, ABS comes back, strike 3, innings over. It's anticlimactic.
It's anticlimactic, right.
Right? Everybody's just standing around. All of a sudden, they're like, all right, I guess we'll leave the field now.
Right, the late applause. To that point, it's like the NFL waiting to see what the flag is on the field. And that does get choppy. 888-808-1019. Jermaine Johnson trade, if you're just joining us. He's been traded to the Titans for nose tackle Devondre Sweat. That will go forward in the new year. And Giancarlo Stanton cannot open a bag of chips or a bottle. Good signs ahead. Richie in Queens. Richie, what's up?
Hey, guys. I fought forever as far as the baseball with the technology, the umpires, but they've been so bad, Tiki and Shawnee, the last couple of years. And I don't want to hear, they're consistent. They consistently call bad pitches. No, that's not the answer. You're throwing 99 miles an hour, and it's 4 inches off the plate. There's no way. But I think eventually, Tiki, it's going to be where a guy's up in the booth, and the umpire will get on call on every play, on every pitch.
Yeah,
it's a strike. He raises his hand. It's going to happen. I really believe that. Real quick with the Stanton thing, very depressed with that. Sonny, I know you're a big Yankee fan.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I don't know, does it affect his exit velocity if he can't open a bag of chips? The guy played 77 games last year, had an OPS of 900, 23 home runs. If you're hoping to get 130 out of him, which is kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
But when you hear things like that.
I think more like 110. 110, Richie, maybe.
Yeah, that could be. But, with the Grichuk deal, I wanted him, Sonny, for my team with the Giants a few years ago.
He's declining, but it's a good fourth guy outfielder.
Absolutely. It's like Tauchman. They got Tauchman to back up Benz. If Carson Benz doesn't hit, they're going to have Tauchman. I think the same thing with Grichuk. But you know what? Give a guy like Jones give them 50 games. Let them see what they can do to adjust. Yeah. And then, because they're good enough to win with those guys if they struggle. And by the way, Ben Rice is going to have a monster year.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Richie,
another Schwarber, but he's going to be great.
Richie, I love Ben Rice.
Appreciate you, Richie.
But you brought up a good point. And this is where the Yankees and their versatility does come in handy, why I wanted Spencer Jones up to start the year. I'm comfortable with letting Domínguez go, hey, you got to figure out how to play defense in left field. I love Domínguez. Go down and play every day.
Mm-hmm.
When I complained about Grisham being brought back, first of all, stupid me, I was under the assumption that, Giancarlo Stanton will play a full year. This elbow injury's changed everything.
Yeah.
Why I want Spencer Jones here is he's already proved he can mash AAA pitching. The defense doesn't seem to be the same issue it was with Jasson Domínguez. But you brought up Ben Rice. Ben Rice can go from first base to catch when Austin Wells needs days off. When you sign Bellinger could play first base.
Right. He can also DH.
He also DH. So when Stanton needs his 2 days off a week, it's not like those are the only 2 days a week Spencer Jones has to play.
Right.
There's other opportunities based on the versatility you have with Ben Rice and Bellinger.
Right. Exactly. And that's why you want a Cody Bellinger. I know we talked briefly about his import to this team, but the biggest thing that he provides is versatility. Now, we didn't see him playing first base. I don't think he did it at all. Did he do it at all?
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah, but not enough.
Not as much because he was so good defensively in the outfield.
100%. You needed him out there, and you had Goldschmidt, who, by the way, you still have.
Yeah.
But you had options at first base, and you didn't need him at first base. But if you ever should, it's always there.
And that's where I will give Cashman credit. I always kill him, I always crush him. The bench is good. I mean, Grichuk added to that. Goldschmidt off the bench now. It's not like you're entering the year going, Paul Goldschmidt at his age is your starting first baseman. He's clearly not.
Right.
They have a good bench. It reminds me of the old Yankee benches with Raul Ibanez or Ruben Sierra. Danny and Malvern. Danny, what's up?
Hey, guys. The last guy kind of nipped my question. I was going to ask you guys if it came down to it's like an injury where Bellinger got hurt or Grisham got hurt. Who are we calling? The Martian or are we doing Spencer Jones? If it's just one guy we could bring up, but I know we kind of already covered that.
Yeah, for me, it would be Spencer Jones because I want Domínguez to be as successful as possible, and if he's got to go figure out left field and make sure that defense is right, I'm more comfortable with him starting at AAA.
So if that does happen, what do we do with Domínguez? Because then we got all three of our guys, four of them. The value for him is so low, we just let him rot down there.
Well, no, you don't let him rot. Remember, and thanks for the call, Danny. This is a 1-year deal for Trent Grisham.
Yeah.
And you know me, I probably been the most critical of bringing it back, but it is only a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And
because you can't QO him next year. So next year, Trent Grisham, if he has a similar season, he's going to go get a little bit paid.
That's exactly it. Remember this.
And it's not going to happen here.
If Grisham doesn't have a great year and doesn't replicate what he did last year, you're going to have Domínguez on the team. You're not going to sign him anyway.
Yes.
If he has a great year, look what the Yankees just did, kind of waiting to see if Bellinger would take 5 years. They're not going to pay Trent Grisham on some kind of big 4-year deal.
No, definitely not. Trent Grisham is not going to be a Yankee in 2027.
It's very hard to find that line of what it would have to be to bring him back. So, again, if Domínguez falls flat on his face and his defense
You're talking about Trent?
Trent Grisham.
He's not going to be a Yankee.
I don't think so.
I can promise you he's not going to be a Yankee. There is no way you're with Jasson Domínguez, Spencer Jones. You have all of these guys in line waiting. You signed Cody Bellinger to a long-term deal. Aaron Judge is here forever, and he's not sitting down and just being a DH anytime soon. Well, maybe he will in like 2 years, but not in the near future. There's no room for him.
There is no room.
And there's no way unless at some point they trade either Jasson Domínguez or Spencer Jones, which I don't think they're going to do. That
you can't afford to if Stanton's hurt.
That Trent Grisham is here next season. It sucks for him because I like him. I thought he had a really good season.
That's why I feel bad criticizing because I'm not anti-Trent Grisham.
No.
I'm anti the parts you have adding up because I want to see the young guys play.
Yes.
Hawk in South Carolina. Hawk, what's up?
Hawk, what's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? How are you? Tiki, big fan, buddy. I met you years ago. I met you years ago at an event with your brother, Ron Daboll.
Oh, cool. Nice.
I was emceeing, I think it was like the White Clough Manor. I can't remember the name of the place.
Oh, yeah. I know that. I remember that place.
Yeah, I was emceeing there. Yeah, now I live in Florida. I escaped that nasty cold weather.
Lucky you, dude. Lucky you.
I do. And I was at I was at the Met game yesterday, and it was beautiful weather. But you guys got to move down here. You can always watch the games from here.
You don't have to convince my wife anymore, Hawk.
Especially this
one.
She
wants to go yesterday.
Yeah. But, I'm calling. I'm doing a Giant call here. I'm a long-time Giant fan. Grew up in Paterson, New Jersey. I love the Harbaugh, coach signing, slam dunk, obviously.
Yep.
There's no arguing that. Absolutely. I'm just not sold on Jaxson Dart. I like him.
Why? Why? What makes you nervous about Jaxson Dart, Hawk?
Durability.
Yeah.
Durability. And you know what really derailed Harbaugh in the Baltimore was the availability of Lamar.
Good point.
And injuries. I think Harbaugh's a great coach. I just don't think that Dart's going to be his guy. I'm thinking 3 years from now, we're going to have another.
Interesting.
Hawk, you might be right. I want to leave you alone. You might be right because it is only 1 year, and I don't want to overreact but I think he's got like all the other makeups. The one thing I'll push back on is you're another guy saying like I'm worried about Jaxson Dart's durability. Why is this viewed so negatively? I think this year proved that Jaxson Dart is actually durable. Everybody's viewing this year as, well, he's not durable. He had the concussion, probably.
He had one. He had a
concussion, probably would have been cleared after one game, and it felt like they kind of, remember they pulled back the strings and took it the second game off. Other than that, all those hits, remember the big Patriot hitter we freaked out about? Hawk, he kept getting up and getting fine. Like, he showed you, and this was his style of play, Ole Miss, that he can stay healthy.
Yeah, but I played sports growing up, and I had a couple concussions. I did. And actually played against Dan Quinn.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. I played at the same conference as him. He's older than me by 2 years. Right. But anyways, I just think it's like the prolonged, like different. It's like being a boxer. Like, you're going to get hit. You're going to get concussions. You're going to get up. It's that whole adage that Rocky said. You're going to take punches. You're going to get up. But eventually, like, I think it's going to wear and tear. Look at Andrew Luck. I mean,
you're right. If it happens over and over, Hawk. Appreciate you, Hawk. Enjoy the weather down there. You suck.
Evan's enjoying it.
Exactly. But I think two things. One, he was right about Lamar. Lamar just had some of those seasons. Baltimore should have gone farther and deeper. Lamar is playing 12 games, or he gets hurt, and Tyler Huntley's got to be your quarterback. And
put even more pressure in the years when Lamar was healthy.
In games that matter. Now, when Lamar was healthy, they're 13-3, 12-5. Last year, he only played 13 games, and it felt like he was compromised the whole season.
Yeah, they went through that stretch.
And so I don't want to parallel Jaxson Dart to Lamar Jackson, but mainly because we've only had 1 year of Jaxson Dart.
Yeah, and different injury.
I kind of have to trust, and it is a different injury. Lamar's were more physical. There weren't really concussion issues. I have to trust that Jaxson Dart learned from his experiences last year, and he knows, as Hawk was saying, availability is your biggest ability. It's the cliche as the cliche goes. You have to be there because when it happens for any position, but especially for quarterback, when your starter is not out there, it's a different game, man.
And I've been on this train. I'm going to continue to be on it. Losing Malik Neighbors 1 quarter into you being an NFL starter, and then Cam Scadaboo basically, 3 games later?
Yeah.
Those were his weapons. And the weapons left from that point forward were Darius Slayton dropping every big pass he got thrown to him, Theo Johnson, who had drop issues.
Yep.
Jaxson Dart, in his rookie year where he's learning the speed of the NFL, like you've talked about, Tiki, he's sitting there going, every weapon I have is not reliable. They're dropping these passes. I am my best weapon. What can slow down those taking of the hits? Building the proper core and roster. He's going to get Neighbors back. They're probably going to add to the wide receiver room. I'd like to think that's going to take away some of those run opportunities because there's going to be more reliable guys to throw the ball to, run the ball to, and I think that will help him. All right, we'll continue to take your calls. Giancarlo Stanton can't open a bag of chips. Is that an issue? Jermaine Johnson has been traded. The ABS system, plus another potential quarterback on the Jet radar might have surfaced yesterday. If you've been thinking about replacing those old chilly windows and doors, now's the time. Windorama is kicking off their winter warm-up sale, and you can save up to 40% on your installation project when you purchase and install through Windorama. 40% off, big savings, great products and brands, and expert installation. Hard to beat that. Keep the warm air in, the cold air out, and upgrade your home the right way. Visit Windorama.com or stop by one of their showrooms today. Windorama, your window and door specialist since 1977.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Will there be a team ahead of them that will be willing to trade with them so they can get one of the quarterbacks in supposedly next year's better quarterback draft?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this one, as we know, is not very deep at all, and that's why it was critical that the Jets needed to get the number 1 overall pick. They did not.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
This is is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Oklahoma City Thunder might have lost last night to the Pistons in Detroit in a potential NBA Finals preview, but the Thunder kept the game close without their 6 top scorers. The depth of Oklahoma City is absolutely ridiculous, and the fact that Detroit needed to pull away in the quarter against the Thunder backups does not speak well for Cade Cunningham and company. I think when we get to the NBA Finals, the Thunder will go back-to-back. I'm Nick Costos.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural, drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Brooklyn doesn't do quiet. We live loud. We play hard. Sunday, March 8th at 3 p.m., be there for Brooklyn FC's inaugural match. Professional soccer the Brooklyn way. Get your tickets now at brooklynfootballclub.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Attention drivers, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $458 million. Take a break from the Jersey traffic and stop by any New Jersey lottery retailer to grab a ticket.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee. Applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof. We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Hey, sports fans. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. During the big games this season, toast your friends and your team with a dew and a brew. At home or at your favorite sports bar. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. 40% alcohol by volume. William Grant & Sons, New York, New York.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling. There's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain in the letter X.com/AI.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released 3rd-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com. Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Start the day with Boomer and Geo, mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It's Evan and Tiki here on The Fan. Evan enjoying a couple days off in Florida. Some peaceful time. Evan is a peace story. He does this every year, and the more I keep thinking about it, I saw Jerry earlier, and he was like, oh, that makes sense. Evan is going to do a family trip in Florida, return to do shows next week, and then go back for spring training in Florida.
He's a baby. He's crazy.
2 trips to Florida.
He loves baseball.
He does.
I mean, you can't deny his affinity, especially for the Mets.
No,
he loves baseball.
I have no issue with him loving baseball, and I'm not a stranger to attaching some kind of sports game to a trip.
Yeah,
I'm certainly guilty of that. What I find always fascinating about Evan, because now that we've worked together with him, God, it's 3 years, 4 years, whatever it's just been, is a normal human being, Tiki, the more I think about it, will just go, I'm going to go for the week, and I'll insert the family vacation, and then we'll pop over to do the spring trip. He's doing 4 days, coming back for 4 days, then going back down for 3 days for the spring training. He's doing 4 total flights instead of just 2 total flights and just extending it a full week.
So he's gone today, tomorrow. Back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And then gone Friday and maybe Monday if he doesn't make his flight.
If he doesn't make his flight, which he better, because I'm not back. I'm going to Florida next week for multiple days. One time. In and out. Now, I'm not doing spring training with it, but he's got to make 2 separate trips within a week. He didn't even space it out. He's nuts. But that's why we love him. And we hope that he didn't lay down on the flight down to Florida with his back injury. Brutal.
By the way, I'll be here the whole time.
You will. See, Tiki's unbelievable. What is amazing about Tiki is at the end of we always get to the end of the year, Christmas time, and we're taking off. And I think back and I go, when the hell did Tiki take off all year? It's just like he's always here. He's like, cheers. Norm,
I don't.
Cheers. It's unbelievable.
I don't. Nobody's Wally Pippin my ass.
Which Loogie came back with vengeance. How about Connor Green, by the way, with us today? Worked late last night with Loogie.
Did you really?
Till
we had
midnight?
a 5-hour loogie last night. A lot of great calls.
Nice.
A lot of new nicknames for Tommy. Tommy the Complainer. Tenacious Tommy. All sorts of stuff. Tenacious Tommy.
How is Tommy doing? You see Tommy more than us now.
He's doing good. He's hanging in there. He was very upset last night about the whole travel situation. He got stuck in on the West Coast, and then the flight got delayed 2 days ago.
Travel's terrible everywhere. It almost took me 2 hours to drive into the city today. It usually, so just for context, it usually takes me about 52 minutes. 2 days ago, on the day when everybody didn't come into work, it took me, Tuesday, it took me 48 minutes.
Flew in on what theory should have been the worst road day?
Should have been the worst. It took 48 minutes. It was cake. Next day, it took 50 minutes, 57 minutes or whatever. Yesterday, it was an hour and 40. Today, it almost took me 2 hours.
That's crazy.
2 hours.
2 hours?
My wife thought she was going to miss her flight. She's going down to Florida as well. Or no, she's going to Houston for a cheer competition.
You better know where she's going.
Right. She's going to Houston for a cheer competition. And it took her at like an hour and 40 minutes to get there.
She got there, though?
She finally got there.
Oh, God, this is crazy.
I think everybody
she went on
used
Route 80. So the problem is she took Route 80. And so she's on Route 80, and that's like going to the bridge, and the bridge leads to the Cross Bronx, which is a pain in the ass.
The Cross Bronx doesn't cross.
Right. So
I think everybody used all their work from home days earlier this week, so now they're all coming in. They have
That's
to,
exactly
and
right.
everybody's on the road.
And then people don't know how to drive, and the half lanes are closed because of the snow. You get into an accident, people rubberneck. It's a
awful.
disaster.
Yeah, I was. I did take a couple extra days next week, but I already have my eyes on Tuesday. I have a flight late in the afternoon. I'm already like, we might have to get out of here earlier. If we're going to get more snow, I'm not getting stuck. I'm not pulling a loogie. 888-808-1019. All right, so if you're just joining us, the news of the morning. We woke up to a NJ.com piece, Giancarlo Stanton, talking about how his goal is to try to play a full season with a lot of rest days. Does that really make it a full season? I guess not. And he has such terrible pain in his elbows that he, quote, can't open a bag of chips. So we discussed that and whether that's a good sign for the Yankees. It certainly isn't. Tied that into Spencer Jones and Jasson Domínguez. And the Jets at the Combine have executed a trade that will send Jermaine Johnson to the Tennessee Titans for nose tackle T'Vondre Sweat. Robert Saleh gets Jermaine Johnson back down in Tennessee. Jets clearly probably with their eyes on another pass rusher with that number 2 pick as Aaron Glenn forms that defense up. So continue to take your calls on that. Some thoughts on the Jet quarterback situation coming up. 888-808-1019. Up and down we go. Let's go to Josh in Miami. Josh, what's up?
What up, Josh?
Hey, what's up? This is my first time calling in, and
appreciate it.
and I've been a few fan of you guys for a while, but I just got the news on my phone that they made the trade, and to be honest with you, I think it's a great trade. You know, it sucks losing Jermaine Johnson, but I'm happy he's going back to the Titans with Rob Saleh. But for the Jets, I mean, we get a young up-and-coming D tackle who can help us out. We were bad in the run last year. Along with that, we have a bunch of cap space coming into this year. I think if we draft Arvell Reese or David Bailey, somebody to put alongside him,
right?
We go sign like a cornerback like Tariq Woolen. We make moves like that. I don't see why we can't have a good season this upcoming year. It's just been nothing but negativity, not from you guys, but just Jets fans in general. It's just like I feel like they like seeing us lose and stuff, and I'm just like, why can't we be like the Patriots last year?
Well, Josh, the problem is, Josh, is that people want you to lose. Jet fans even want you to lose so you can get a quarterback.
Yeah,
it's like tank so you can get to the top. But Josh is right, man. Go supplement what you're already starting with some good draft picks. Have a good free agent signing period this offseason, and make this defense viable. Make it what it's supposed to be for a coach like Aaron Glenn. And again, I don't have faith in Aaron Glenn yet. He's got to prove it. Just like any first-time head coach has got to prove that he has what it takes in order to be successful and motivate and scheme and all those other things, make the right decisions in game management, etc. You still got to prove that, but give him the best tools in order to do it.
No question. And look, we are all guilty of it. The fans that call, a lot of us that talk about it. The Jets have very rarely given us a reason to be positive in recent years. And the Aaron Glenn era and the way this offseason kind of started and the stories and the Wink Martindale stuff and some of the stuff that I had, it makes a sour taste in your mouth.
Of course.
Today, though, when you see this trade, all of a sudden it's like a light bulb goes off. And you're like, okay, I could see what you're trying to do here. This makes sense. You're going to try to stop the run here. You're going to trade a player for a proven nose tackle, then maybe use a pick to get your pass rusher. And it's okay that in the height of all the negativity for the Jets, for a general manager and a coach trying to fight their way out to show that they are the right people for the job, they're allowed to make good moves.
Yes.
They're allowed to swing your perception of them in a positive manner. And I think this was a positive morning to trade Jermaine Johnson or to have that happen. Now, of course, through all of this and building the roster up, the million-dollar question is going to be that quarterback position no matter what, because you could build the defense up great. You could have Garrett Wilson. You could have Mason Taylor. You could have the offensive line you want.
A.D. Mitchell.
You still got to find a way to move the football and score points.
Right.
And you need a quarterback to do that. And you could build this whole roster up, make it appealing for somebody else. But that quarterback question, man.
Yeah, the quarterback question is an interesting one, which is why, the whole conversation around the veterans that are available becomes more and more, I think, relevant for the Jets.
Okay, so let's talk about one of those veterans, and we'll continue to take your calls. 888-808-1019. Evan had his whole big board. And it's funny, there are a lot of interesting names, and we've talked a lot about Derek Carr here. And there was even more floated out about Derek Carr.
But Derek Carr's got to actually come out of retirement.
Well, yes.
And he's got to want to play for the Jets.
And you have to give the Saints something. That was the other thing that came out. You have to technically trade.
Yes, because he's still, of course, you got to trade with the Saints. And do you really want to give the Saints something for somebody who's probably not going to play? The answer is no.
Probably not. But another interesting name hit my desk. And by my desk, I mean my phone while I was on the toilet scrolling Twitter last night. As we all do, right? Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
So hear me out. I was kind of shocked
I
by this.
almost forgot he's still in the league.
I forgot, too. So remember, 2 years ago with Carolina, Bryce Young gets benched. He comes and plays as the backup, plays okay. And then Andy Dalton, I think it was a car accident, hurts his thumb. And Bryce Young came back, reinserted, and played well down the stretch.
Yeah, Dave Canales was able to get the best out of him down the stretch.
And that set up the positivity, which, if you remember, not to toot my own horn, I thought Carolina would be a playoff team off the momentum they built. And then they were. And look, they weren't great offensively. Bryce Young did what he could. And Andy Dalton, I want to say played.
Andy Dalton.
I think played a game this year. Now, hear me out. Yesterday, because all the talk at the Combine, all the GMs and coaches, everybody's talking. I think it was Dan Morgan, the general manager at Carolina, I can correct myself in a second, said that they have received calls on Andy Dalton. Now, before everybody jumps down my throat, we all know there's smoke screens everywhere.
Yeah.
That could be Dan Morgan himself trying to generate interest in Andy Dalton, to raise quarterback interest up from other teams. Go, wait, people are calling about Andy Dalton, should I be? Or at face value, who could be telling the truth? And if he is telling the truth, Andy Dalton, when he was in Carolina, was with Frank Reich.
Right.
I went back. I wanted to make sure I had those years aligned. Frank Reich signed Andy Dalton when in his first year to be the backup quarterback, and Andy Dalton has been there since. Frank Reich is now with the New York Jets. We also believe the Jets are not going to add just one quarterback this offseason, but probably two.
Right.
Whether that's a veteran or rookie, or whether that's two veterans to put a room together to protect yourself. I'm just connecting some dots. If Carolina is getting calls on Andy Dalton, who I cannot imagine would cost you a lot.
Right. No,
and Frank Reich had Andy Dalton and signed him.
So the call's coming from?
Are the Jets placing a call for Andy Dalton?
So it's interesting to think about who needs a quarterback. So Arizona does because of Kyler Murray stuff, but Jacoby Brissett is under contract there, and Jacoby Brissett's 33 years old.
And they have no answer right now. They got to keep him.
Right. Jacoby Brissett's not going anywhere. It's not the Tennessee Titans. It could be the Colts, but I doubt it because at some point, Daniel Jones, who is a free agent, could come back to them.
Right, they got to sign him.
Yeah, they got to sign him, but he could come back. So I would say the Colts are definitely one. The Raiders, they're going to draft their guy, even though I guess they could use the veteran backup.
I forgot who was there. They have Aiden O'Connell and somebody else.
Yeah, but I mean they have veteran. Is he a backup? Kenny Pickett is there too.
Oh, Kenny Pickett. They traded for Kenny Pickett last year. They're not going to trade another.
Yeah, I doubt it. So it's right now it's Indianapolis and the Jets.
Well, because think about
who else? I mean,
think about the other teams that need quarterbacks.
Cleveland, but Cleveland's probably not going that way.
But Cleveland looks like they can't unload Deshaun Watson, and he's going to be their Shedeur Sanders. And think about the other teams we'd be talking about, like the Vikings to replace J.J. McCarthy. The Steelers. I don't think they're going for Daltons though. They want guys that, a little more upside.
Right. So it's essentially two teams.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to
the Colts potentially, and the Jets.
I believe now. I mean, what's going on with Tua in Miami? If they can't move him, could Andy Dalton? Maybe. But put it this way, the Jets make a lot of sense. And I know
but Miami's got 2 quarterbacks, like
Quinn Ewers and
Zach Wilson.
Well, Zach Wilson's a free agent.
Oh, he is free?
He is a free agent. So I'm just trying to find other landing spots.
They're going to be active in free agency. Malik Willis.
Right, and that's the other thing. Malik Willis and Kyler Murray are landing places. If Aaron Rodgers plays, he's probably back either in Minnesota or in Pittsburgh and the other ones.
Right.
If Andy Dalton is really getting calls, how does that not make sense from the Jets standpoint? And here's the thing why I think it makes sense. If you add Andy Dalton, you could still add Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr if you really wanted to.
Right.
I mean, heck, the Giants added Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson last year and still drafted a quarterback. You cannot have Brady Cook playing games for this team this year.
Right.
You can't have Justin Fields playing games for this year. If you're building the defense up, you need, you used quarterback, oh, God, I don't want to idiot it again. What was the word you used? Competency?
Competency. Quarterback competency.
Andy Dalton is not going to light the world on fire. We know what he is at his age.
Yeah.
He gives you some quarterback competency. And if it buys you 1 year, or if it buys you a couple weeks and he's just your better version of a backup compared to what else you need, or you draft him, you could start him, and maybe you are in that Ty Simpson draft him like we talked about 2 days ago situation.
Right.
I think it makes sense. And him having a relationship already with Frank Reich makes sense. Keep an eye out on Andy Dalton of the Jets. I don't think it would be a horrendous move for him. I really don't.
I mean, it solves
a lot of experience.
If he's good. I mean, he looks cool right now because he's got the beard going on. He looks like badass Andy Dalton. But he's 38 years old.
But that's the thing. At 38, it's not even about good. It's just about, hey, can he navigate game manage and be competent enough to buy us some time here at this position for a year?
I mean, it's not a bad option. I mean, I don't love it.
I don't love it
because he hasn't played a ton.
But I also don't love a lot of the options that are available outside of trying to strike in the draft.
Yeah,
so,
he's played 13 games in the last 3 years. 13 games. And he's won one of them.
Okay.
One.
But even if the plan is trade a 6th-round pick and he's your backup and he has some experience with Frank Reich to get that room right, I'm fine with that too. I think Andy Dalton of the Jets makes sense.
Right.
I do. 888-808-10. Connor is shaking his head no.
Surely you can't be serious. Andy Dalton hasn't been a regular starter in almost 10 years.
Right. So he played 13 games. He only started 7 games.
And he's
in the last 3 years.
1-12 in his last 13 starts.
Hold on, no. Surely I can't be serious. Let's just start from this baseline. The Jets quarterback situation and what they're going to be doing this offseason is not a good one any way you look at it.
What's your alternative, Connor? Like, in your ideal world, what would you want?
You know who
Draft
else played,
a rookie, start him?
You know who else played under Frank Reich?
Who?
Phillip Rivers. Should they give him a call? And you know who else played with Frank Reich? Jim Kelly. He's only 60 years old. Should they give him a call?
Oh, come on.
I would rather Zach
Matt Ryan.
Wilson.
Matt Ryan.
Give him a call.
Give him a call.
Well, he could probably still play a little
No,
bit.
Matt doesn't really like him.
I would rather
Matt might be giving Andy Dalton a call.
Zach Wilson get re-signed to play quarterback than Andy Dalton. I can't go with a 40-year-old Andy Dalton.
You're out of your mind.
He's only 38 and a half, Connor.
Phillip Rivers is only 45.
Also remember the guys we've talked about. Derek Carr, for all the Andy Dalton only played this many games the last 3 years, didn't play football last year and had to retire due to injury. Kirk Cousins
is the best best option for you.
And I'm not denying that, but all the negatives you could say about Kirk Cousins, the lack of playing, the regression the last 2 years, how does that outweigh anything?
The age, all
I'm
that
just
stuff.
saying, everything negative you're saying about Andy Dalton, you could easily say about the other names we've thrown around.
Yeah.
That's all I'm putting out there, and at least we know he has a relationship and would understand what Frank Reich is looking for in the offense, Connor.
They cannot go into the season with the red rifle as their quarterback. They can't. There's got to be somebody else.
Could be Evan's favorite Jet quarterback of all time.
The red rifle?
Too.
I'd rather Hendon Hooker. Anybody.
Hendon Hooker. No quarterback gets mentioned on WFAN more with no basis than Hendon Hooker. It's truly incredible.
I mean, he's still in the league, too. It's like hanging around. Where is he now?
He's on the Jets, I believe.
The Jags?
The Jets.
Is
he? I'm pretty sure, yeah. He's like the 4th string quarterback.
What?
Are you kidding?
When did they sign Hendon Hooker? I missed that?
No, it's right. Connor's right.
Hendon Hooker was my guy with the Lions.
Just let him start. Who cares at this point?
He's on the New York Jets right now.
Did I know that and forget that? Yeah, so Hendon Hooker was drafted with that 3rd-round pick, and everybody thought that was going to be the guy the Lions went to after Goff, and then Goff took off, and then his career never materialized.
Yeah, think about that. 3rd-round pick only three drafts ago.
Yep. And he was with the Carolina Panthers last year.
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit cut him.
Yep.
He ended up with the Panthers briefly. He was released on November 4th, and he signed to the Jets practice squad that's why I think I was off. It was right before Christmas. That's insane.
I don't think I realized that.
Connor, maybe this is the answer. Has been sitting there all along.
I take also Johnny Manziel over Andy Dalton.
You're an idiot. 888-808-1019. John and Maspeth. John, what's up?
John.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, so before I talk about Stanton, a quick thing about the Jets. You might as well just put me at quarterback, because if you put someone competent out there, they're just going to screw themselves out of the first pick anyways for like the third time in like the last 20 years.
But John, they don't need it. They got 3 first-round picks next year. Right, so you don't need to get.
Yeah, well,
and also Aaron Glenn.
Still miss out on quarterback.
John, you also got to remember, man, Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji, like, while it sounds good, they don't want the first pick because they probably don't have a job to make the pick.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, Stanton, listen, I don't care if you can't open a bag of chips. I don't care if you can't open a jar of spaghetti sauce. I don't care if he can't even beat his meat. What I care about is him hitting 120-mile-an-hour line drives.
Yep.
And that's what he did last year when he had the same injury. So you know what? Do what they did last year. Sit him the first half of the year. Put Domínguez at the full-time DH. Since he can't catch a fly ball to save his life, let Domínguez cook at DH full-time, see what he's got, and let's go forward from there. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, appreciate you, John. Look, could that come to fruition? Maybe. It's not a bad suggestion.
I like that suggestion.
The question becomes now then, because Jasson Domínguez is a switch hitter. He does not do it well from the right side. Oh, wait, which side?
Oh, he hits better left-handed. Right?
Yeah, so whichever one. And so it doesn't matter. Ultimately, you put him in position to find success, and if he finds success, then you've solved your problem, or at least it's crazy because you're bridging to Giancarlo Stanton as opposed to bridging to some young guy who's up and coming, but you've created your solution.
Yes.
And by the way, it's what every Yankee fan has been screaming about.
Right.
Give the Martian. Give us the Martian. Give us a chance to see Jasson Domínguez develop into a player. The only way that's going to happen is if he plays, which is why everybody believes he should start or maybe will start in the minor leagues because he'll play every day in the minor leagues.
Yeah, and it's never an ideal situation to have your second most important player feel like you shouldn't have him here for a couple months.
Yes.
But it's the reality of what the Yankees have established here, period. Like, you need him in October. He can't open a bag of chips or open a bottle. I don't care about his ego and all of this. Just let him rev it in, because the last thing you need is him swinging hard. April, I keep talking about that cold weather in April. If winter is any indication, you're going to have some in April.
Yes.
I don't want him further torquing that. He's too important to the end goals for the Yankees, and you have those young guys. 888-808-1019. Chris and Merrick. Chris, what's up?
What's going on, guys? So I heard the Andy Dalton idea, and listen, Andy Dalton is a capable backup, and if he was the player you added to pair with some rookie you're drafting, that's
which
one
I said.
thing.
Right,
which is fair. But to add Andy Dalton, and in this draft where, assuming they don't get Mendoza, I don't think they're going to spend high-end draft picks on a quarterback position, maybe later in the draft as like a project.
It shouldn't even be there. It shouldn't even be in there on their list in the first round.
Agreed. So if I'm Aaron Glenn and I'm fighting to keep my job, I would like to think that, I mean, again, I don't know, maybe he's the other, maybe there's another quarterback, maybe they double up like you said, like the Giants did, Wilson and Winston. But if you're telling me that the veteran presence that's going to keep Aaron Glenn and Muji employed is Andy Dalton, I'd start putting my house for sale right now if I'm Glenn and start my bags.
But Chris, is Andy Dalton really that much of a drop-off from Kirk Cousins? Even if Kirk Cousins is the best option?
No. Okay, and I like Cousins. I think he's played more recently. He's been more successful recently. I think they're similar. Obviously, they're veteran-aged quarterbacks, but if I had my choice, I would pick Kirk Cousins for the fact that he's been able to do it as a starter more recently, effectively. Listen, he's not going to win MVP, but I think he's good enough if they rebuild this defense and Glenn takes control and really focuses on making a solid defensive side of the ball. Cousins could be enough to get you respectable this year, and then maybe bring back Glenn and draft a quarterback with one of the picks you have next year.
And Kirk Cousins,
that would be, I guess, the
and Kirk Cousins ultimately has the skill set that Frank Wright coaches to.
Yes.
That to me, that's why Kirk Cousins is top of my list, not Evans. Probably not even yours, Sean. Definitely not Connor's. But actually, Connor kind of agreed with me.
Kind of. But he'd rather Zach Wilson.
Yeah, but he's top of the list because he's still viable and he fits what the offensive coordinator wants to do. Period.
Yeah. If I had to guess, that's probably going to be the answer.
Yeah.
I think. I know everybody's talking about Derek Carr, but Derek Carr seems to have kind of fake aspirations about being a Super Bowl.
The Derek Carr thing is weird.
The thing
like
I can't get
he's a
past,
podcaster now, and he's with his brother, and he just throws out stuff out there, and it's just kind of like, hey, you know what? I'm only going to play for it if I can win a Super Bowl.
Like who?
Dude, you've never even been close to a Super Bowl.
Right? What Super Bowl contender is signing you to start games?
No,
that's where I get lost in this.
Yes,
I'm not even sure the Vikings would do that. I'm not even sure the Vikings are a Super Bowl contender with a good quarterback.
By the way, you say that after the fact. You say that after you're on a team and you get close to a Super Bowl. Yeah, the reason I came out of retirement because I wanted to get close to a Super Bowl. And with name the team, XYZ team, this is what made the most sense. Yeah. You don't say that before.
Super Bowl contenders typically have the quarterback in place.
Yes.
Seattle didn't. That's a one-off situation. I don't know. That you're right. The whole thing is weird. They're trying to be the Kelseys. I don't really want to crush the Cars, but it just now Evan's got me listening to the podcast. It's terrible. It's a terrible podcast. I can encourage you though to listen to One Giant Step and of course Talking Giants. It was a very good podcast. Very good. 888-808-1019. All right, continue to take your calls. We still have to get into that St. John's loss from last night.
Do we?
As well, sort of. And CC Sabathia is getting his number retired. We'll talk about that as well. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on all name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Kalshi. Basketball is in full swing, and now you can trade on everything in all 50 states on Kalshi. From the pros to college, don't miss your shot. On the hardwood, download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get $10 when you trade $100. Kalshi, trade on anything.
His hair flapping in the breeze. He's walking to home plate.
Mets fans.
That is remarkable, even at this place.
I've never seen this before.
Yankees fans love to talk about their teams. We do too. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA futures let you lock in your pick for who you think will go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. That's FanDuel.com/New York. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. We all love the app around here. It is safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry for Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or over cooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Hey Todd, how many portraits of presidents will it take to lease a sparkling new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram?
John Montone. Everyone is given White House treatment during Ramsey's President's Day sales event. And that means amazing deals on all Jeep and Ram trucks. And that new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 has your name on it. with an amazing lease offer.
Get behind the wheel for $349 a month for 39 months and 0% APR financing for 60 months.
The President's Day sales event happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number T4152323. MSRP $62,715. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. 0% APR at $1,667 for $1,000 financed. Expires 3/2/26.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Turning cloudy, high 42.
Weather brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park
from way downtown for a
beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
It's Dunkin's World and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee. Whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself. Because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Brooklyn doesn't do quiet. We live loud. We play hard. Sunday, March 8th at 3 p.m., be there for Brooklyn FC's inaugural match. Professional soccer the Brooklyn way. Get your tickets now at brooklynfootballclub.com.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We're by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save an average of $713 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
For all station contest rules, go to WFAN.com/rules.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. We've been hinting at it throughout the morning. How about St. John's last night? Thoroughly dominated at UConn, losing 72-40. It was the worst loss of the Rick Pitino era. The freaking Johnnies didn't score for their final 24 field goal attempts, the last 17 minutes of the game. I could not believe how bad a brand of basketball this was on Peacock late last night. Just unacceptable effort. More on this in a second. This Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody. So there's a positive and a negative to look at this. The positive is you can't possibly be this bad again if you're St. John's in another game this year.
Is that a positive?
Well, you did beat UConn earlier in the year. That is a clinic in how to not make shots and how to play bad basketball. But here's the negative. It also is a sign of what they are capable of being. And losing in the round of 32 to John Calipari's Arkansas team, albeit a completely different roster essentially for St. John's last year, this is the one-and-done format of college basketball when you put the pressure of, like, what constitutes a failure for St. John's. Man, they are one shooting night that doesn't even look half as bad as last night from being knocked out next month in March. And that is the kind of team they are capable of being. That was a UConn team that was ready for them, but when shots don't fall and none of those shots falling for St. John's, it's kind of like a generic take, but bear with me and be obvious. That was ugly basketball.
Yeah.
You can't have it happen.
I think you have to chalk that one up as an anomaly because when you look at them in conference, they were 15-1 in the conference.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd been
riding, at the time, the nation's longest win streak.
100%.
I think Virginia has that.
Virginia now is one of the top tier teams. And so you're right about this could be a harbinger of something horrendous come NCAA tournament time or even Big East tournament time. Not that they have to worry about it because I think they're already in the tournament, but it just ultimately scares the hell out of you. But this is one you ball up and completely throw away. I don't even think you look at this tape.
Maybe they need it.
Yeah, right. You need a wake-up call. And so in some ways, it's important in that regard. I think that's more the positive. It's a wake-up call. But it is not who they are. And so you throw this one away. UConn's a good team. Obviously, they're leading the Big East right now. And so you just you throw it away and you say, next time we're not going to have that ever happen again, especially in the second half.
It would be hard for a high school team versus a college team to go out there and not make a shot for the final 17 minutes of the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost impossible.
Yes.
In college basketball, it is almost impossible.
Yeah. St. John's, they're going to go on a big run with Rick Pitino. I hope they flame out this first weekend. Get lost. What is that? Is that AI, Connor? What was that?
That was your take on St. John's last year.
Oh, last year.
Last year.
Were you sick of them last year?
You know,
it was the Paterno hype.
Pitino
hype.
I've learned something about
Pitino hype. Yes.
Pitino hype. I hope they go down in flames tonight. Every year that goes by in my personal and sports talk life, I think I've learned I don't like people pushing narratives on me that I'm not ready to push. So last year I had the St. John's thing pushed on me. You got to talk more St. John's. It's great. It's the talk of the city. And I wasn't ready for it yet, and I think I turned to it.
Right.
Same thing with the Olympics. Why don't you care? Why don't you care?
Well, it's not. I mean, the Olympics are niche. It's hard.
Right.
Because
is college basketball at times not niche? His phone is as crappy as the St. John's effort they'll give. Connor, what did you just rack up a bunch of St. John's?
Oh, I have a lot of them. I have a lot of them.
What are you playing? My greatest hits on St. John's?
Bottom of the barrel trash.
What happened when I was making comments on St. John's last year that really got your ire?
I do kind of remember you being really annoyed by them.
It's
John.
because everybody else was rallying around them. It was one of the only things to talk about at the time because we were just in spring training, and you were the only guy that was just railing against St. John's.
I'm not anti-St. John's this year. I want to make that very clear. I think.
Yeah.
888. I hope they go down in flames tonight. 80810.
Now that they've gotten their ass kicked by UConn, now you can prop them up and be on their side.
I can.
The hype is not going to be the same.
The hype is not the same. I'm all in on the Johnnies. Final four after scoring 40 points last night, I say. Steve in Massapequa. Steve, what's up?
Hey, guys. What's going on? Great show today, Sean. Great job filling in for Ev.
Thanks.
Quickly, I just want to talk about, I think, two things with the Jets in this Jermaine trade. I really like it because I think it shows that the Jets actually have a plan. I know, Sean, you touched on this. And you can probably attest to this, that
you're right.
The Jets seem to be moving. They're moving to a 3-4 most likely with these nose tackles or D tackles they've acquired over the last, call it, 8 to 9 months. They have that second pick, it's probably going to be Bailey or Reese, if I had to guess. And I think you got rid of a 27-year-old coming off Achilles guy who didn't have a great season for a 24-year-old second-round salary guy who is coming off a good season.
Yes.
And I just think that there's a lot to crush the Jets for. Trust me. I watch every game. You don't have to tell me.
Yep.
But I do like the process that they have in terms of adding talent to this team, and via trade, even via the draft with Membu and Zaire Thomas and guys like that. I think it's actually a genuine positive, maybe the one positive. But I just wanted your guys' thoughts to think if this is actually something they can build on, and if you generally just like the trade.
We really like the trade because he's young and
yes, 24.
Exactly, 24 years old, but he's just big.
Yeah, and he played a lot of football at Texas, obviously, big deal.
And anytime you get a Texas or Georgia top in SEC squads, they played high level football for 3 to 4 years in college, and so the transition's not as daunting in the league. The speed is not as daunting in the league, but he's also 370. He's just massive.
Well, and adding run stuffers like that are just these massive hole fillers, they're not the sexy thing to do in the offseason, right? Like Jermaine Johnson being a guy who could be a flashy pass rusher. It may look like, on paper trading that kind of go, wow, you're trading that for a 370-pound run stuffer. You need these beefy guys on the line.
Yeah.
You need it. You see the way the league has gone. Tiki, we talk about the run game in the NFL. We went from all these pass-happy offenses, of which we still have, but how many teams now have these running offenses where they will crush you? James Cook with the Bills, playing him twice a year. And you need to stop the run.
Right.
I mean, it's killed the Jets and Giants the last couple of years.
Right. You need a massive two-gapper, meaning a guy who can extend, play two gaps, especially if you're playing 3-4, and shut off those A-gaps. Those A-gap runs.
That's it. And now you have the second pick, like he just alluded to, whether it's Bailey, whether it's Reese, whether it's Ruben Bain. You are going to restart the clock on a rookie contract rather than wonder what the true value is of Jermaine Johnson.
Yep.
Go replace that edge, pair him with Will McDonald, and you've used that asset in Jermaine Johnson to fill another hole on the defense. And as far as he talked about Membu, and we talked about Fashanu, the O-line, now Sweat on the D-line. Again, how many times do we watch football seasons unfold? And we talk about how good the quarterbacks are, but usually the good teams, look at the way the 49ers run things. The Eagles.
It's in the trenches.
They kick ass in the trenches.
Yes.
So if you could at least build that part of your roster outright, those other things will come into place. And I think that's the approach the Jets have. And again, there's going to be plenty more days this offseason to be negative about the Jets.
Yeah, look, there are real things that need to happen because there are a bunch of unrestricted free agents. Quincy Williams, we talked about yesterday? 2 days ago. 2 days ago. We were talking about Quincy Williams. He's an unrestricted free agent. Michael Clemens is an unrestricted free agent. You go to the offensive side of the ball, you're talking about that offensive line. AVT and John Simpson are both unrestricted free agents. So there's some work that needs to be done, but they have this cap space to get it done in free agency and hopefully do it right in the draft and accent everything that you're starting to do in this offseason with the defense.
Scott in Toms River. Scott, what's up?
Hey, Scott.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
All's good.
So I think I think we got to take the Mitchell Robinson approach with Giancarlo Stanton. A couple callers ago said it best. You just listen. Let this guy do what he has to do. I'm an athletic trainer. I've treated that injury before. It takes a hell of a long time for that thing to heal. If you're going to get surgery, you're going to be functional, but you're not going to be able to swing a baseball bat with the velocity that Stanton swings a bat with. And if this gives us an opportunity to plug in, whether it's Domínguez or Jones, I personally like the idea of whoever we choose of those two, them kind of just platooning right field DH with Judge to give Judge's legs a little bit of a rest as he's getting older.
Right.
I'm absolutely fine with not seeing Stanton till August. Perfectly fine by me.
Yeah. Now I think he should probably come, thanks Scott, a little earlier than August. But here's the issue: we all seem to be in agreement on this.
Right.
This seems to be a good approach. Giancarlo's goal from that Randy Miller article is to be on the roster for a full season, and this is how he's going to do it. Which is so funny because by him telling us why he needs to do this, it's given us the other approach, which is, we support you, Giancarlo.
Exactly.
But please.
Nobody's pushing back on this.
Right.
Nobody's saying, we need you for XYZ
Think about that.
in May.
Think about where we are with the New York Yankees and Giancarlo Stanton.
Right.
When guys don't play and are always hurt and don't come back to the end of the year, here's this guy hurt again, here's this guy hurt again. Giancarlo now has so much stored in the bank with Yankee fans, and we understand the importance of him, that we are more than willing to say, we don't need to see you until the summertime. We don't need to see you until the summertime because we understand it's for the benefit. And yet he still feels like he needs to be Mr. Warrior and go out there. You don't. It is much more. I'll be pissed off come October if Giancarlo Stanton's further hurting himself in April and May.
I agreed.
Sorry.
I agreed. Let him be available when it matters most.
That's it. 888-808-1019. Kendrick and Mayopac. Kendrick, what's
up?
up?
Hey, Kendrick.
Hey, Tiki and Shaun, thanks for taking the call.
Pleasure, man.
I just want to go back to the ABS system.
Yep.
Just a couple of points. Obviously, I think it's going to be good for baseball. It's going to be obviously great for Judge, Soto, and it's going to help umpires with the strike call for the inside, outside, and high. But I don't think umpires can get better with the low strike. And I think it's going to be the most challenged call is low strike, not because the umpires stink.
Right.
It's because something that a lot of people aren't talking about is that the evolution of the catcher's framing is like an art form. It's incredible. It's almost like cheating how good they got with that low strike.
Yeah, Evan said that yesterday. Like the framing is basically cheating.
Yeah.
No, I mean just that point. But I didn't even think about it from an umpiring standpoint because it's hard, right? It's the hardest. If you think of an umpire looking over a catcher's shoulder.
Yeah, you're already blind viewed.
You're half blind, and
you're worried about getting hit.
Exactly, and a ball that's falling, as gravity is wont to do on a ball, especially when it has the torque on it pulling it down. It's hard to see where it crosses.
Yes,
it's the lowest. It's the farthest part away from you, the low strike to his point, and so he's right. So ABS, if players want to start challenging it, I think you're likely to see it mostly on the low strike.
Low strike, no doubt. 888-808-1019. Greg in Huntington. Greg, what's up?
Hey, Greg.
Hey, good morning. So a couple of things. The Tanner McKee going to the Jets. I know I'm just jumping into that. It was talked about the past couple of days, and
is he on the trading block?
Well, the deal is that they picked up Kenny Pickett as a backup to Hurts. So at the end of last year, I felt like Hurts was getting a raw deal. A.J. Brown, a lot of people are talking about him being disgruntled, and they just didn't perform well. So I'm like, okay, so what's Roseman going to do in the offseason? Who is he going to try to move? We know that people have been swirling about Hurts a lot, and I'm like saying to myself as a Jets fan, hey, man, that would be great like if we could part with a couple of number ones to put Hurts on his team. He's a running guy, and we didn't have Reich yet. And now Reich is here, and I'm like, okay, that's not going to fit what Reich wants to do. But Tanner McKee's on that team, and then they pick up Kenny Pickett. And I'm like, okay, so they have McKee and Pickett and Hurts, and something tells me that someone's got to go. McKee had a bad showing. He had a great showing in 24. He had a showing at the end of last year. I think it was also with a lot of second and third year players on the team. It was the end of the season. I think they were just trying to play something out. So he's tall. He fits the profile. I don't think he costs you a lot of money.
He's big. He's accurate. I think you're saying Kenny Pickett, but I think you mean Sam Howell.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They had Kenny Pickett on the Super Bowl team.
Right,
Pickett's with the Raiders.
He's with the Raiders now, but Sam Howell they picked up last year. They traded it with the Vikings, and so he's free agent. He's not going to be on the Philadelphia Eagles next year. The reason that I don't think that Tanner McKee is on the block with the Eagles because he is their insurance behind Jalen Hurts, meaning prospect insurance. He's an older kid because he went on a mission. He's Mormon, so he was on a mission and left Stanford, came back to school, then went to the draft. He was a late draft pick because, 6th round pick, I think it was, whatever it was, because he didn't really have that much tape. and Stanford wasn't good the year he came back. But he's big and he's strong. He is very accurate. We called his first start because it was the last game of the Eagles season
against the
Giants 2 years ago. And look, he's a good player. I can't see them. To that last caller's point, it's an interesting guy to look at, but I don't think that the Eagles are moving off of Tanner McKee.
Yeah, so he seems like the kind of backup that when he's played in the preseason and got that little amount of time, because we've mentioned McKee now the last 2 years, he feels like that next guy that is kind of sat there, and if he gets an opportunity to be a starter, be a good starter. But then at the same time, you realize that the Eagles have had all these questions about Jalen Hurts, but also the Eagles are ready to be made. Look what just happened with the Denver Broncos in the AFC Championship game. That should be a warning sign to any NFL team who has a backup they're extremely high on. Unless you are getting blown away with a first-round pick or a second-round pick, what are you willing to trade Tanner McKee for? Because to me, if I think I'm going to the playoffs,
right,
and Jalen Hurts gets hurt, I mean, the Eagles have lived this with Carson Wentz and Nick Foles.
He's a play away. Play away from preventing you from getting to the Super Bowl.
Yes. I'm not. If I'm the Eagles,
I 100%
the AFC
agree.
Championship game changed my perspective on this.
Yeah, with the Denver Broncos.
Because I was pushing the trade McKee stuff all the time. If that happened, it's the same reason I don't want the Giants to get rid of Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
And I crushed Jameis Winston last year.
Right.
If they make the playoffs and Jaxson Dart goes down with a concussion, I want to know that I'm in good hands and it's not an automatic loss.
And you would be in good hands.
And the Eagles would be with McKee. So you'd have to what are you willing to do? A first-round pick or a second-round pick are the two numbers that I think changes a team's perspective on whether they want to part with a backup.
Yeah, I don't think he's first-round viable, but it's probably second.
Would the Jets
second
do that?
or
I don't
third.
think the Jets would do that. It's a big risk.
I don't think. Well,
because then you're also going.
Well, think about. So let's think about this. If the Eagles say we're willing to move Tanner McKee, but we need a second-round pick. Aren't the Jets potentially drafting a quarterback in the second round anyways?
Okay. Here's the next part of that. But they're drafting a quarterback that they have to pay nothing for 4 years.
Yeah.
The moment you trade for McKee, you are now letting McKee and his agent know you believe in him as the future quarterback of your team, and he's going to be due to get paid in the next year or two.
Yeah. Tanner McKee came in 2023.
Okay, so we're about to be 2026.
Yeah, so this is his third year.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay him next year. Now, that doesn't mean you'll break the bank.
No, this is his fourth year.
Fourth year, so after this year.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean you're going to pay him $40 million a year or anything like that, but you still have to pay him. So it's a second-round pick where, you could invest that in Ty Simpson or whatever, but then it's also what are you paying him?
Right.
And what are you comfortable paying him after just 1 year? So, look.
Or he's 1 year, he's somewhat of a bridge if needed, and then you move on from him. Now it screws Tanner McKee.
It screws Tanner McKee, but also you just used a second-round pick to move on from a guy after a year.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're right.
That's
right.
where it's trouble.
You're right.
Because the Eagles aren't going to take a fifth-round pick for Tanner McKee. Otherwise, they're better off just keeping him.
Yes, you're
for
right.
that insurance.
You're right.
That's where it doesn't
He's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere. 888-808-1019. All right, we'll continue to take your calls. Plus, you may not be able to wear pajamas in one airport in America soon. We'll get to that.
What?
And CC, yes, it's a good one. And CC Sabathia is getting his number retired. It's Evan and Tiki with me, Shaun Morash, here on The Fan. If you've been thinking about replacing those old chilly windows and doors, now's the time. Windorama is kicking off their winter warm-up sale, and you could save up to 40% on your installation project when you purchase and install through Windorama. 40% off, big savings, great products and brands, and expert installation. Hard to beat that. Keep the warm air in, the cold air out, and upgrade your home the right way. Visit Windorama.com or stop by one of their showrooms today. Windorama, your window and door specialist since 1977.
Guys, you know I'm always busy, always on the go. Juggling life, juggling travel. But feeling safe and knowing my family's safe when I'm not with them is priority number one. So I turn to our partners at Slomin's. And Slomin's just introduced and installed into our home the Slomin's Shield Link system. It's a smart security system combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage right from my phone. You know, this weekend, I'm a bachelor for the week. Tracy and the girls are down at a cheer competition. You know what I can't wait to do? Get home, have the music on, drinking a glass of wine, chilling by myself. But knowing that I'm safe because everything is controlled right from my phone, the lighting outside, the doorbell camera if someone decides to come knock, and my security system, which will lock all the doors as soon as I turn it on, makes me feel chill, just how I like it. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman ShieldLink system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit slomans.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
St. John's 72-40 loss last night to UConn. Not just embarrassing for the Johnnies, but especially embarrassing for Rick Pitino, who couldn't be bothered to attend the post-game press conference. In 1,224 college games coached by the great Pitino, 40 points scored by St. John's last night. The least points ever scored in a game coached by Pitino. Historically bad stuff last night from St. John's. I'm Nick Costos.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switched saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
RU fans, it's basketball season. Make sure you catch all of the Scarlet Knights hardwood action this season on WFAN. Scarlet Knights basketball is presented by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
201-450-4263. Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Gedgerman, and that's my cell phone number. If you've been recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, please call me directly at 201-450-4263. For more than 20 years, my team and I have helped prostate cancer patients at John Theuer Cancer Center's Radiation Oncology Department, now one of the largest programs of its kind in New Jersey. If you have prostate cancer, call my cell, day or night, at 201-450-4263. That's 201-450-4263. At John Theuer Cancer Center, we use TomoTherapy's unique guided radiotherapy to precisely focus on the prostate gland. Our treatments can be safely completed in a shorter period of time with fewer side effects and better sexual function. Call my cell at 201-450-4263. I'll make sure you're seen within 48 hours. John Theuer Cancer Center, a division of Hackensack Meridian Health.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
Got gold or silver just laying around? Estates Roadshow wants it, and they're paying top dollar. Friday through Tuesday at TMT Cash for Gold locations on Route 9 South and Old Bridge or in Toms River, corner of 37th and Hooper Avenue. Visit tmtcashforgold.com.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Evan Tiki on the fan. Evan on vacation. It's me, Shaun, with Tiki. Next couple days, Connor with us as well. 2 more hours to play with. The Carton Show with Craig and Big Mac will come your way then. Covered a lot of topics. Big news of the morning. Jermaine Johnson has been traded to the Tennessee Titans in exchange for Devondre Sweat. Big nose tackle from Tennessee coming over as the Jets try to reshape their roster here. Giancarlo Stanton spoke with NJ.com, discussed that he can't even open a bag of chips. The elbow pain is so bad. But, hey, everything's all hunky-dory in Yankee land. The other big news from the Yankees yesterday that fired me up, and I don't understand that, and I'll get to this in a moment, anybody kind of criticizing this. CC Sabathia's number 52 is getting retired.
That's amazing.
Amazing, yeah. And as it should.
Congratulations, Big C. He's the man.
Congrats to CC.
Right.
It will be a ceremony which is going to take place the last Saturday of the regular season. So
yeah, I think it's probably a couple of reasons it's so late.
Yeah.
One, he's recovering from an ACL surgery. So
Is he?
He had surgery on his knee. You follow his Instagram. You can see him doing his rehab stuff all around. But also, he has a role with the commissioner. Like, he's a special assistant to the commissioner. So I'm assuming a lot of the regular season, he's just busy.
Busy.
He's not just hanging. I mean, he does play a ton of golf, but it's not like he's just hanging out playing golf every day.
Right.
And he's available any time. I think he has, responsibilities as a job to do. And so it probably is the date that makes the most sense for his schedule.
So I got to look. It's either September 26th or whatever. They're playing the Baltimore Orioles. Then, of course, that Sunday is everybody plays at 3 o'clock. So it's the last Saturday of the regular season. So if you have season tickets, obviously those are ones you probably want to hold on to. See CC Sabathia get his number 52 retired. I think this is awesome. And for me personally, Tiki, growing up here, being a Yankee fan and being young in the 90s run that just made me fall in love with Yankee baseball, as it did for a lot of arrogant people that are in their late 30s and early 40s. The Yankees went through, and Met fans will basically throw up in their mouths, a long 9-year stretch between 2000 and 2009 where there were several failures, and you had the 2001 World Series loss, the 2003, then the infamous Red Sox collapse in 2004. And then going into that 2009 season or in that offseason, the Yankees, as we oftentimes reference when you want them to act like the Yankees, they signed CC Sabathia along with Mark Teixeira and along with A.J. Burnett. And Sabathia for a long time was rumored he was going to go out to the West Coast, the Dodgers, which is so funny. In another universe this year, he probably would have been a Dodger. But he comes to the Yankees, and that was like a big deal. We watched him will the Milwaukee Brewers to the playoffs. We watched him kill the Yankees when he was a great Cleveland Indian before then. And CC Sabathia was the epitome of everything you wanted the Yankees to be.
Yeah. And I think it's unfair if you start comparing him to the other retired numbers.
Right.
The Jeter era where those guys like Mariano and Posada, they all won 5 championships. And so you look at him and you're like, oh man, he only has 1. Right? And you look at the Babe Ruth who had, I don't know, what do you have, 5, 7? I think he had 7. Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle. Obviously Yogi Berra's got the most with 10, but you go look at all the other retired numbers and you're like, man, there's a lot of championships there. CC only had 1. But it's also the new reality for the Yankees.
Yes.
It's the post-2000 Yankees. This is the new reality. Greatness is defined not necessarily by the championships, even though you want them, but they're not winning them like they used to. Yet you still had some great players.
Yeah, so I woke up to some of this, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised because anytime the Yankees retire a number, right, everybody goes to the easy, cheap, how many numbers? There's going to be none left? You're going to go triple digits?
Right.
And here's the truth about CC Sabathia.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Exactly. First ballot Hall of Famer with a Yankee logo on his hat. If that doesn't define a guy who should have his number retired in any sport on this planet, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
It is not CC Sabathia's fault that the Yankees retired 51 for Bernie Williams or 20 for Jorge Posada or go down the line. And we love those guys. Those guys' criteria for having their numbers retired were that they were focal points, Paul O'Neill wearing 21, of a Yankee dynasty.
That's right.
We're going to punish.
They're not Hall of Famers.
They're not Hall of Famers.
Right.
And I also don't even have an issue with those guys getting their numbers retired because I get it. They're core members of a dynasty. The issue with people have with the Yankees is that too many numbers are retired. Well, guess what? When you are that great a franchise, you're going to have a lot of numbers retired.
That's right.
And if you're going to retire those guys' numbers because they were part of a dynasty, that means you're going to tell me that you have to win more than one championship to have your number retired? Newsflash, number 99 and 45, Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge, haven't won a championship. Does that mean we're not putting their numbers retired?
No, you're right. By the way, the only number retired without a championship is Don Mattingly.
Right.
Are you screaming about him?
You're screaming about him? Of course not, because we love Don Mattingly.
Because you love Don.
CC Sabathia left his heart and soul on the field for the Yankees.
And I'm biased because CC's a really good friend. And I was at the Hall of Fame. I will be there on the 26th. I love the dude. But I also think he earned this thing. And I know for him, this is as, if not more, exciting than Cooperstown.
Which should tell you everything and how much being a great Yankee
100%.
was to him. I don't need to be biased to tell you it's an absurd take to think that CC Sabathia shouldn't have his number retired. Again, Hall of Famer with the team's logo on his cap on the first ballot. That is it. That's the checkbox.
Right.
There's no debate. Of course he's having his number retired. So, look, if you're some kind of Yankee hater today that is seeing this news, how many numbers the Yankees are retiring? You could have that argument. Have it about Paul O'Neill. Have it about Jorge Posada.
Right.
You ain't getting that about CC Sabathia.
I agree.
Yankee Hall of Fame, period. Congrats to CC Sabathia. We shouldn't even have to talk about it in any negative light, but that's the sports talk topic. I'm so pumped up for him. I'd like to get to the game. Going to look at the schedule. September. That's why I was a little July and August. I know no problem.
Right. September 26th.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what
who knows? By the way, could snow that day. The way that this place has gone.
Is it a Sunday?
No, it's a Saturday.
Okay.
I made sure of that. You can't retire a number on an NFL Sunday.
No, that would be miserable.
That would be absurd. And I think the weekend, is it the weekend before? September 11th is either the weekend or 2 weekends before. That's when it's Yankees-Mets.
2 weekends before.
So, fun Yankee-Met. Yankees then retiring CC Sabathia. September it will set up in the Bronx, but I'm so happy for CC Sabathia. And if you're anti CC Sabathia having his number retired, go shove somewhere else. 888-808-1019. James in Long Beach. James, what's up?
What's happening, James?
Hey, how are we guys today?
What's up?
Hey, I love CC Sabathia as the guy, but I think I think there's a clear difference between Yankees number retired and all-time great baseball player. Bernie Williams they're not winning 4 World Series without Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams was one of the greatest postseason hitters of all time.
No, you're right.
That worst, second best hitter on the team. I've heard Shaun talk about this for a while. I love CC Sabathia, but there's definitely a debate of whether he deserves, as a Yankee, his number retired. He only spent half his career here. They won 1 World Series. He didn't win a Cy Young.
James,
there is a huge difference here.
James, we had CC on, thanks for the call, at Fanatics Fest.
Yeah.
And I thought he had a great point. Changed my perception about the way I read stats and numbers forever. And that was, and I'm going to paraphrase, that there were times in games, or depending on the actual game, series, or whatever, where he would tinker with certain stuff, pitch with big leads, maybe not give a bleep about certain moments, throw up and in, and he wouldn't mind giving up a home run for the sake of this change pitches. He didn't care about ERA or wins. It was about how do I get from point A to point B to help this team climb. And when you bring up not winning a Cy Young, well, how many times are we reading off ERA numbers and everything else with Cy Young? And there's CC Sabathia telling you, I never gave a crap about any of that. In fact, I would tinker with some of that to make it work.
Yeah.
Now,
he did win a Cy Young, just not with
the Yankees.
Not with the Yankees.
And I'm not going to punish CC Sabathia and not retire his number with the Yankees because he wasn't drafted and developed by them, and they went out and they got him.
Yeah. And by the way, he was top 5 three times in Cy Young.
And have we not learned anything in this selfish town we're in? The Yankee dynasty was an anomaly, and all of those parts and pieces working together are why they won all those World Series. And I love those guys. The Yankees don't win the 09 World Series without CC Sabathia and A-Rod, but without CC Sabathia. So he shouldn't have his number retired. He only won one World Series. Okay, and if they didn't sign him, the last World Series this Yankee team would have been 2000, 26 years at this point. So you're going to punish a guy for only winning one? Imagine that. We haven't won anything in this town since the 2011 Giants.
Right. And
now we're snooty enough to say you've only won one?
Look, he's been a lot of years with the Yankees. He's been 11 years with the Yankees. And that's a career for a lot of pitchers. And most of them were good years. And he played 20? No, 20 years he played.
He's not going into the Hall of Fame as an Indian or a Brewer.
Yeah, he went in as a Yankee.
I say Yankee. He's an all-time great Yankee, even if he had great moments elsewhere.
Right.
The guy deserves his number. What are we talking about? 888-808-1019. Chris in Bayshore. Chris, what's up?
What up, Chris?
Yeah, hey guys. Hey, listen, a couple of things. But Shaun, I hope you realize I'm sitting here in Bayshore. There's a lot of nice melting going on. So
I need the melt, Chris. I need the melt when I get home. Thank you.
It's nice. Yeah, you got it. But also on the CC thing,
so funny, but it's so true.
Yeah,
it's so true.
Yeah.
Oh God, you did.
Yeah, 100%. CC's book was one of the best sports books I've ever read because it took in obviously his exploits on the field and his success, but also the real life stuff that he dealt with as well as family stuff. I thought it was a great read. I really enjoyed it. But also, I also want to agree with you, Tiki. I think I'm not a Jets fan, obviously, but I definitely think that Kirk Cousins is the way to go. I think this other stuff, all this, these thoughts about what are you going to have to pay a guy, if it works out and he's willing to work for cheap, and you get your franchise quarterback down the road a year or two, whatever. He's a pro. He's a consummate pro. He's supposed to be a great locker room guy.
And he's smart. And he's smart. He's a teacher at the same time. Like I just really like Kirk Cousins. Now I don't love him as a quarterback, but I love him as a teammate. I love him as a hard worker, and really the core of it, Chris, is this is what Frank Reich wants to do.
Right.
Yeah. No, and as far as he was on that quarterback thing, I don't know where it was, but you could just tell the guy's a pro. He's respected, as you said, in the room. He's great. He's a leader.
All right, that Netflix show you're talking about, right?
Yeah. He was tremendous to that. I mean, and guys love him. You could tell that his teammates go to war for him, and it's. I think it's a great move if they can do it. He'd be the guy I would target.
I look, and if you end up drafting whoever next year, say it is Drew Mestamaker, whose name I'm going to keep saying.
We're going to be the Drew Mestamaker
He's my new top of mind guy.
Yep.
But let's just say you do draft him, and you don't necessarily need him to play or want him to play right away. You sign Kirk Cousins to a 2-year deal. And so Kirk Cousins is your next year, hopefully win some games, and then he's your bridge. And it makes so much sense to me. The challenge now, because he's going to get released, which means he'll be a free agent, is if he wants to come here. If he wants to come to the New York Jets and be a part of this.
Well, remember
that will be the challenge that the Jets are going to have to face once he's ultimately free.
I'm going to defend the Jets here for a second and keep this in mind. And this goes for Derek Carr. This goes for Kirk Cousins or any other veteran out there. We know that Kyler Murray is probably going to be available. Yep. We know Malik Willis is going to get signed somewhere.
You got to land somewhere.
There's only 32
starting
jobs.
And a lot of them are already filled.
Are already filled.
Right.
So if you're Kirk Cousins, you're going, I don't know if I want to be a Jet. Well, you tell me where's your starting job other than
right.
Because the carousel could spin. Derek Carr, same deal with I want to win a Super Bowl. And you are left without a seat. So, look, that's the way it is. And as far as any of these guys go, and you bring up Mestamaker, and I had talked about Ty Simpson earlier in the week, and I'm probably coming at this from a Giants bias because I just lived this last year with the Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. It is important to note that free agency, of course, comes before the draft, and you have no idea the way a draft board is going to fall.
Right.
If they sign Kirk Cousins, he is still not a guy that's going to prevent you. If the draft happens to fall your way and you go, you know what? We did end up liking Ty Simpson or Garrett Nussmeier, and those guys happen to surprise you in camp and they're ready to play in week 4. None of the guys that we're talking about, Cousins, Andy Dalton, Derek Carr, stop you from doing that.
No, of course not.
That's it.
Look, they could they be upset by it? Sure. But that's tough.
That's the business.
That's the business that they are at, or that's the situation that they are at as players at this point.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, you deal with it, dude.
And you know how you keep a guy like that on the bench? You play well.
Yes.
That's it. 888-808-1019. Matt in Westchester.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
We're good, man.
All right, so Tiki, I want to talk about the Jets, and I'm a big Jet fan, and I think sort of like my first question, then I'll get into my point is, as a player, do you think it's harder to believe in a bad plan or no plan at all? And kind of the reason I say that is I saw a stat this morning
It's an interesting question.
Since 2015, the Jets have made 11 first-round picks, and 8 of them have been traded. Like that is almost unbelievable. And I think, right now, the Jets every year, it's like believe in the next year, and we have picks and we have cap space, but we have no quarterback, no identity. Like in that locker room, what are these guys buying into? Like what is getting them to be like, we're going where we need to go? And I know you have like the Jermaine Johnsons of the world who was always like, I want to be here when we turn it around. Like he was a great leader, but we're the Jets and it doesn't turn around. And just sort of in your experience from that player perspective, like what are they buying into? Because it's either no plan or a bad plan with the Jets.
Yeah, you have to. It's such a good question because I think up until now, meaning I guess let's start middle of last season, it felt like it was bad plans.
Yes.
Like, what the hell are we even doing? Do you have an idea?
From the get-go, right?
You have an idea? And so it's harder when the plan is bad because you can feel it as a player. It's kind of like, this isn't going to work. This guy Justin Fields, let's just pick on him because he's the easiest one. Justin Fields is not good enough to lead us to victory, and it's just depressing because every Sunday it's not going to work. Yes. No matter how good you are, and you can have a great day, it doesn't matter because the plan is bad. You'd almost rather have no plan and just hope you get lucky. Right. Defense creates a couple turnovers. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like, you know what? We figured it out. Like, we were gritty. We just found a way despite there being no way. But I would argue against what that last caller's Frank, what his feeling is. I think it's an emotional feeling is. I think the Jets have a clear plan on what they're doing. Now, they don't talk at all. This is not a very verbose, we're going to meet with the media and give you details on what we have planning organization. We saw it all last offseason. We heard nothing. Mm-hmm. We couldn't even evaluate the team. We were like, I have no idea what to expect from the Jets going into the 2025 season because they said jack all offseason. They're very rarely doing much of that now, but you're seeing it in the action, right? The trading of Quinnen Williams, the trading of Sauce Gardner, which netted all of these draft assets. You're starting to see these little trades that are happening. They traded for Harrison Phillips last year. Mm-hmm. They now trade for Tavondre Sweat. Like it feels like the plan is subtly clicking into place. Like like it's clicking. And so I think as a player now with the Jets, if say you're Breece Hall and you're coming back, it's like, man, I see where this is going.
Right.
I kind of like this.
At least defensively, we see where it's going.
Right. Now, look, they got to re-sign AVT, potentially.
We'll see. I mean, either way, they're going to have to add an offensive lineman, whether it's AVT or somebody else.
Right, because they're losing both guards, potentially both guards, because they're both free agents. Mm-hmm. So they still got to fine-tune it. The league year hasn't opened yet. Free agency, they have $80 million to spend. So you're not worried about them from a monetary standpoint. It's just, is the plan right?
Yep.
The early returns are that the plan is actually okay.
Can you put together?
It's executing it now.
Right. You're starting to fine tune the roster. You're probably going to use the second pick on an outside edge rusher. Go to the 3-4 because you traded Jasson for Sweat.
Right.
Add a corner in free agency. We had a call to bring up Tariq Woolen earlier.
Right. Who would be a great one? He's a big, physical. Aaron Glenn wants to play man coverage. You get after the quarterback with a 3-4. You help in the run. You fill those gaps. Play man.
Secondary needs
man
help,
on the outside. Like if they get Tariq Woolen, then I'll really start believing in this plan.
Look, let's be real. We've all rained on the parade, and quarterback is obviously something that needs to be addressed. If the Jets could find a way with Aaron Glenn, who said it's his superpower, and doing what they're doing, adding these defensive pieces and tinkering, if you could become a top 15 defense and actually use Frank Reich to say, all right, keep the quarterback from turning the ball over, find a guy you want, make some plays to Garrett Wilson, but we're going to run the heck out of it with Breece Hall. Well, look, nobody's going to tell you you're going to go win 11 games that way, but you're not going to be an embarrassment. You're going to start to look like a competent organization where we talk about them having talent and pieces and making them attractive next offseason.
Right.
It has to be a huge building block year. If it all goes backwards and you win 2 games again, then this regime is not going to survive. So this is where the plan comes into place. You have to, because you're not getting a superstar quarterback this offseason.
No,
so this has to be the way you do it.
Yeah,
this is the Tiki way, as we say.
Of course. Build that ass first.
Build that ass first.
Start with the trenches.
Nice fat ass. That's what you want for the Jets this year. 888-808-1019. Mike in Flatbush. Mike, what's up?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
What up?
What's up, Mike?
See if you can figure out where I'm going here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 twice. 9, 10, 13.
Yeah, A-Rod. Now, Mike, you want A-Rod's number retired. I wish you would have done that more of the Count's voice from Sesame Street. That would have been more of my speed.
1.
Look,
2.
Yes,
I don't want to hear about the steroid era. In 1998, the Yankees had tables of creatine, and
creatine is
that's
legal.
How baseball got back. I understand.
Sean's taking it.
Creatine's a legal substance.
Not winning 2009 without A-Rod.
Yeah.
Hit the bulk of his home runs here. Enough's enough already.
Mike, you're talking to two people that agree with you.
100%.
It's the lawsuit.
We already retired. We retired him. And WFAN Studios.
Craig might have taken it down, but
it's
retired.
It's in the drawer right next to you.
Oh, I got it next to
you.
you.
We retired it. I believe it. I don't care about the steroid era. I would argue maybe some players do, and the old heads, because they feel like they were, I don't know, not cheated, but like undercut or ran past unfairly type of thing.
With certain records.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would bet most fans do not care.
No, I also, my take has always been this. Whatever era of baseball you had, there was forms of cheating.
Of course.
Now, this one is worse because of what you said. People care about the records and everything. And I get it. Maybe if I had a record, I would. I really look past it because I grew up with this. I grew up with the home runs and everything. So to me, it's very nostalgic-like. Even if you make everything relative, was A-Rod, whenever he was cheating, not hitting pitches off of pitchers that were cheating?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and you mean to tell me that there's nobody in the Hall of Fame that didn't use steroids?
There's no chance that that's true.
And I'm not going to
There's no chance
I'm not going to
true.
name names, but just, go down the list of quite a few in the last 10 years, and you tell me you definitively know they did not?
I probably know for certain that they did.
Certain big thumpers in Boston did?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 888-808-1019. All right, we'll take your calls. We got a Cinco coming up. Plus, pajamas in the airport, no more. I've teased that story as well. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash here on The Fan. If you've been thinking about replacing those old, chilly windows and doors, now's the time. Windorama is kicking off their winter warm-up sale, and you can save up to 40% on your installation project when you purchase and install through Windorama. 40% off, big savings, great products and brands, and expert installation. Hard to beat that. Keep the warm air in, the cold air out, and upgrade your home the right way. Visit Windorama.com or stop by one of their showrooms today. Windorama, your window and door specialist since 1977.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Monmouth University. Make your mark at Monmouth University. Their stunning coastal campus offers easy access to big city opportunity and a personalized education fit uniquely to you. Bigger thinking, more inspired, you amplified. Learn more at monmouth.edu/amplified.
Right
to Sharp. Pass out Williams, right wing three. Good!
The Nets play the Spurs. 7:30 tonight.
Back to Zaire to the rim and a two-hand slam.
The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With the center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
He got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... Let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13 and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission, no cash access, and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for New York businesses looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee, whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself, because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions, participations and times may vary. Offer prices varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Get ready for more Evan and Tiki on The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. NBA Futures let you lock in your pick for who you think will go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. That's FanDuel.com/New York. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry for Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
See what sets Mazda apart in the Mazda CX-5. The smart choice for those who expect more from their drive. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 gives you confidence in every condition. Its effortless handling and responsive performance set it apart from the crowd. Inside, you'll find thoughtful, crafted design for comfort and connection. There's more to a Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $209 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee. Applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
As the owner, coach, and quarterback of your small business, you call the shots. From inventory to payroll and more. Now it's time to bring in LendSeek, your funding MVP. No delay of game here. Get up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours for business lines of credit or term loans. Let LendSeek's AI marketplace assist you in making the winning play and score that touchdown. Apply at lendseek.com, LENDSEEK.com.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. A week after Lane Johnson announced he would return to the Eagles rather than retire, the Eagles guard Landon Dickerson is now also posted on social media indications he will also, in fact, return to Philadelphia next season rather than retire. So a lot out there. If you were a Giant fan rooting for the demise of the Eagles O-line, it seems like the band might be back together for one more year. But, I mean, there's certainly enough breadcrumbs that maybe after next season could be kind of the end for some of these guys.
Yeah, they had trouble staying healthy this past season.
Yeah, so maybe they just feel like they owe it back to this team to go back and reunite. It's a lot of pieces to replace on an O-line to lose that.
It's a new voice as well. Jeff Stoutland, they're pretty good, really good. Offensive line coach was relieved of his responsibilities in the run game and ultimately has left the organization. So
yeah, very weird.
It's a weird little situation happening down there, but
yeah,
I mean, Nick Sirianni's a good coach. You have to give him credit for the success that the team has had.
Begrudgingly, yes, he's a good coach. All right, let's eat.
Shaun Morash in the booth. Somebody hide the queso.
Optics flying, phones ringing, Evan's yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! By the way, this song has just made it. It has made it. I don't care. This is up there with the old Joe and Evan jingle. I am so in. I cannot believe the rise of that song. Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. Hide the queso. All right, CC Sabathia, number retired, number 52, end of the season. So now let's update the board. The next 5 New York athletes that will probably get their number retired.
Oh, it's right, because you had CC on there.
Yup, and he was number 1. Here we go.
Here we go. Number 5.
Jaxson Dart's number 6.
Dude, you know that's like 30 years from now.
Yeah, I think there's not going to be that many besides, 30 years? I mean, he's going to play 12 years.
25 years.
So that's why it's number
20
5.
years.
That's why it's number 5. Jaxson Dart's number 6 will be retired one day. Here we go.
Number 4.
This one I don't necessarily agree with, but I think it's coming. Carmelo Anthony's number 7 for the New York Knicks.
Why you do not agree with it? Because he didn't win a championship?
It's not that he didn't win a championship. And
he was an all-time great.
I know. I've come to the understanding that there's an era and generation of Knicks fans that's slightly younger than me that just he's viewed as their guy, and I have to respect that. This is going to sound like hypocrisy for everybody that screams and yells about CC in Cleveland. I think of Carmelo Anthony. I lived through the New York stuff. He's a Denver Nugget to me.
Really?
He is. He went to a Western Conference Finals with them, got drafted by them.
I can hardly see him in a Nuggets jersey.
When I was younger, senior year of high school, early college, that like powder blue, like that was the most popular jersey, was the Carmelo Nuggets jersey. Everybody had it. He's a Nugget for people.
How many years was he there?
It's a great point. I did not even look that up.
Let's see. Carmelo was with it wasn't a short amount of time.
How many years?
7.
7 years. How many years was he in there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then really 7.5. And then he was with the Knicks for 6.5.
Okay. So he spent more time in Denver. Now, it doesn't mean you can't have your number retired. You can if you play
elsewhere. And he was there until
until
he was 26 years old.
And I think, and I think he will.
He came in at 19.
It just, I don't know. When I think back to the Carmelo Knicks era, it just feels empty. The CC era with the Yankees doesn't feel empty. They won a World Series. And clearly, though, any era with the Knicks, and this is not meant to poke at him, feels empty when they don't win championships.
Right.
He will get his number retired, though, because it means a lot to a lot of people slightly younger than me. All right, here we go.
Number 3.
Speaking of coming up empty, but did more with his team than Carmelo did with the Knicks. You know my guy, Chris Kreider. I'm putting him there. Number 20, playoff leader, all-time goals, a lot of Ranger records, traded him. It was heartbroken this year. He'll have that number 20 retired, and he doesn't have much longer in his career. All right, here we go.
Number 2.
Jacob deGrom's getting his number 48 retired by the New York Mets.
Yeah.
He is. There's going to be a lot of people like Evan crying the day it happens, but that is August 2nd.
What if he wins another World Series? Now, he didn't play in the one that he won down in Texas, but what if he wins another one? What if he starts to become more Texas Ranger team success? Because I don't think he'll match the individual success he had with the Mets, but team success. But he's a big part of it with the Rangers, and he effectively becomes a Ranger.
Doesn't Shaq have his number retired by the Orlando Magic?
Yeah. So he's the Shaq.
Yeah.
But the problem is Shaq
also, I think, has his number retired by the Heat.
I know. I think Shaq is more. He's such a big personality. You just can't help but want to be a part of it.
Okay, how about this one? LeBron's going to have his number retired by both Cleveland and Miami, right?
Yeah.
So why can't?
Yeah.
Why can't you have success like that?
I'm convinced.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Number 1.
This last one is a disgrace. This was number 2 before CC Sabathia, my last list. Darrelle Revis' number 24 needs to be retired by the New York Jets.
Why do you think it's not?
I don't know if it has anything to do with.
I don't know what his,
I don't know. I don't know
what his current relationship is with the team.
Okay, and that's what I want to be clear. I have zero intel. He could have a great relationship with ownership.
Yeah.
He could have an and one. I know things got tumultuous and dicey multiple times over his contract negotiations.
But that's contract. That's just business.
Shouldn't. Then he gets traded to Tampa, but then goes to New England where the Jets couldn't control that, wins a Super Bowl with your arch rival, is out there.
And then he comes back.
But then he does come back.
But he wasn't the same.
Either way, Hall of Famer as a New York Jet, he needs to have his number retired. Okay?
Because how many Hall of Famers are they
Right.
going to have in the post, 80 era?
Yeah. He was that great. He was that special. I still can't fathom why this hasn't happened yet. It should. Also, if you're the Jets,
I bet the Jets haven't even thought about it.
he just went to the Hall of Fame 2 years ago.
I know, but I bet they
If
haven't.
it's so bad, how do you not think of this?
Because they're not thinking about how to market this massive success story. Like when you draft a kid and he turns into a man and he has his own island and he goes to the Hall of Fame, even if he didn't win a Super Bowl with your arch rival, that's a marketing boon. It should be.
It should be.
Right? But I don't think they're thinking about that.
I'm going to give them one out on why it hasn't been done, because we lived it with the Giants a couple times. And that is when you become so bad and such a laughingstock in the NFL, when you do these ceremonies, unlike CC Sabathia, who will do a pregame one because that's Major League Baseball, or in hockey or basketball, they have this big pregame. The NFL ones are always done at halftime. And if you remember, when they honored the 2011 team, the Giants did, they had this big halftime celebration. They were getting their ass kicked by the Rams at halftime, and everybody's booing. They couldn't figure it out. The 100-year celebration where your daughter walked on the field, they're losing in Minnesota.
Oh, right.
And everybody's just kind of like, this is cool, but like, you don't have the heart in it as a fan to enjoy the moment because you're pissed off at what just happened in the first half.
That's a good point.
So if you're the Jets and you have everybody coming in for Revis's halftime and you're down 24-0 at halftime, maybe it's not as special.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna hope
It's
that's
gonna make
the
people
reason.
remember that he won a championship with the Patriots.
And even when you're good, you can't control a bad half of football or a bad day. But maybe you want the good times to flow again before retiring it. But Darrelle Revis's number 24 needs to be retired, and that's the first time I've seen Connor Green, where I've made a Jet point, shake his head confidently yes. Since we've been doing this.
A lot of people are bothered by the fact that he won the Super Bowl with New England, but the Jets moved on from him, and then he went to New England, won a Super Bowl. It's their biggest rival, but it is what it is. And his peak is the highest of any player in the history of the Jets. You could argue he's the best player in the history of the Jets.
It's crazy, but it's true. I mean, think about it. How often have the Jets had a player that was the best at their position for a long period of time?
And he's probably the best at his position in the history of the NFL. You can make an argument.
The best corner in the history of the NFL.
The best lockdown cover corner in the history of the NFL.
Obviously, Deion was more of a playmaker than a lockdown guy. I'd have to go. Now you're going to send me down a rabbit hole this weekend.
You got guys like Deion, Champ Bailey. Yeah. You can go back even to the early guys, but I mean, he's up there as well. You can argue he is.
He's a Hall of Famer, so clearly.
Yeah, I'm trying to just think of there's only one moment that I remember that was bad, and that was Randy Moss.
Yeah,
where he just
the one-handed
catch. Most of them, I can't think of any other.
Yeah,
and Darrelle Revis did the opposite of Tiki Barber in his post-playing career. He ain't running marathons.
He might be in hot dog eating contest.
He put on some LBs. For sure.
No question. All right, now I've teased this before we get back to your calls. I have wanted to make sure I am reading an accurate account, because I think it's very controversial to a lot of stuff we've lived, and I have no idea where Tiki stands. I don't know where Connor stands on it.
Well, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay. I believe, because it's based on 128.4 thousand followers and all the other updates, that this is, in fact, the Tampa International Airport Twitter account.
Okay.
All right? If somebody's going to tell me I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I believe this is it. That nothing else is satire on here. It's all real updates. 2 hours ago, they sent out this tweet.
Yeah.
We've seen enough. We've had enough. It's time to ban pajamas at Tampa International Airport.
What?
After successfully banning Crocs and giving everyone the amazing opportunity to experience the world's first Crocs-free airport.
Crocs?
I guess you can't wear Crocs in the Tampa airport?
Why?
I don't know. We're going to discuss this. It's time to take on an even larger crisis. Pajamas at the airport in the middle of the day. We know the decision could be disruptive to someone in your life. It's time to have a difficult conversation with them. You can do this. We believe in you. The madness stops today. The movement starts now. Help Tampa International Airport become the world's first croc-free and pajama-free airport. Do your part. Say no to pajamas at TPA. So, first of all, the way I read this is they're not going to throw you off your flight if you're wearing them.
Right.
But they are highly encouraging you to stop traveling in pajamas. But why? Okay.
I mean, people want to be comfortable, especially if they're going on a long flight.
I didn't know where you were going. I agree. So I don't want everybody to jump down my throat.
Like, I don't wear pajamas, but I wear very comfortable clothes.
Okay, so this is where I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm a sweatpants traveler or a gym shorts traveler. I'm the same thing as you, man. You got to sit in those seats. I want to be comfortable. I want to hang out. the idea of like flying in suits like they did in the 20s and 30s and 40s, like that is long gone.
Business trip.
A hoodie, I like a good hoodie, hold the hood up. It gets a little chilly sometimes on the flight. I don't consider that pajamas. However, I do have to say, when you see Bob and Phil, boarding a flight and they're in the red flannels, all I keep thinking to myself is, man, I'm one button fly away from getting tickled. And I don't think that... I don't even like pajamas at the bagel store. And I'm a slob.
Right.
Again, I got to reiterate, I dress for comfort all the time. All the time. It's why I made reference to the Brian Cashman thing in Tampa, who, by the way, maybe this is why Brian Cashman's traveling in pajamas.
But they're talking mostly, I think, about like teens or preteens.
Yeah.
Because it just looks like they're just not put together.
Not put together. It's just weird. Like, that's your bedroom attire.
There's no way you can ban it, though.
There's no way you can ban it, but I get it.
Oh, they should 100%. I agree wholeheartedly. Ban the pajamas.
Why?
Ban the
Kids walk around like this all the time. I
'Cause
feel like Brooklyn goes to cheer practice every day with pajama pants
Like
on.
the flannel pajama pants?
Yes.
That's one thing, but people sometimes they treat these flights as if it's their own personal car.
Yeah, but it's not like they're wearing lingerie, Connor.
No, but it's like
that I would not ban.
They roll out of bed. They didn't even wash their pajamas. They got the open-toed shoes. They smell bad. It's like, look, you're in public. You could at least put on a pair of jeans. You're on a flight. It could be a 5-hour flight. No pajamas, no tuna fish sandwiches, no Crocs. Dress, no shirt, no shoes, no service.
I don't understand the Croc ban. Crocs are comfortable. You can wear socks with Crocs.
Yeah, why
too.
would
Doctors and nurses are walking around in Crocs.
Crocs are comfortable.
Very comfortable.
And they're easy to slide on. They don't they're not flip-flops.
I was Croc resistant for a long time. I had the wrong read on Crocs. They're very comfortable. But I get the pajama pant thing. Like I just do. Tiki, we're dads.
Yes.
You ever do the Christmas pictures?
Yeah, of course.
At home or you go somewhere?
We're at home.
Okay. Have you ever been to like a Sears for Christmas pajamas?
No.
When people show up.
They show up at department stores in pajamas?
Their pictures, and you always get the pajamas for the Christmas pictures. My wife made me do this 4 years ago when Taylor was really young, and I showed up, and I started to get so queasy looking at all these people. Like, there's Harry. Look, I could see his balls through his, his pajama pants. And it changed me about pajama pants from that point forward. You want to have your jingle bells jingling all the way? Be my guest at home.
Do that on your own time.
I don't need to see it taking pictures. I don't need my kids seeing, little Bo Jackson there. I don't need to see it at the airport. So I commend Tampa Airport. Now, but the problem is sweatpants can be deemed as pajamas. Hoodies can be deemed as it. So if you're going to do this.
There's a fine line. Because I always wear a hoodie.
Right, you have to define what a pajama is.
Yeah.
I know what my definition is, and I'm out on them on airports. So I commend Tampa International Airport.
I'm just curious why your neighborhood goes to Sears in pajamas.
Hold on. First of all, I think the Sears has since closed down.
Of course it is. They have all our clothes.
Whatever, the department store, because they would have...
But why?
They got the Santa there, right?
It's not the Santa. They have...
Is it like a
photo
Christmas
studio
bench or something?
No. It's like a photo studio
Why
within
can't
the
you
department
just
store.
do it in your house?
We have since changed. And the photography's like, Danielle has a professional camera now. She set it all up. But when we first had Taylor, even before Peyton was born, it's what people did. I don't know if that's a Long Island thing. I don't know if that's maybe. I don't know. But you would go to like JCPenney or Sears.
Yeah, they would have like the whole thing set up for you.
And it wouldn't be like Santa. You would be like, they would have the backdrops. They would have everything. And
you took your own picture or they took your picture?
They took it. It was professional photographers they had photo studios in.
And they encouraged you to come in your pajamas?
Well,
or people just
do.
came in their
People
pajamas?
do, because people are nuts. Like, this is what you do. First of all, why do I need that in your fridge anyway? The pajamas. Why can't you just
take that with your phone? Just take a picture with your phone.
Right. But ban it at the airport. Tampa, I'm with you.
We need to have more respect for ourselves as a society. I think even sweatpants should be banned. And they should be banned in public too, I think. We got to wear jeans, normal pants. You go on the flight, at least have some courtesy for the other people on the flight.
Yeah, that's it. You're one bend over away from a bad cookie from seeing something you don't want to see.
Is Curtis Martin's number retired by the New York Jets?
Good question, actually. I was going to say no, but he might be. Jets number retires. That would be a bad job if it's not. Yeah, Curtis Martin is. Namath, Don Maynard, Curtis Martin, Joe Klecko.
Yeah. Officially retired September 9th, 2012.
Okay, Revis has to have it.
Yeah.
Revis has to have it. I'm sorry. Revis is listed on them. I'm trying to read these other ones. People believe Nick Mangold also should have his number retired.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
not a bad one.
he was an all-timer.
An all-timer, too. So the Jets are behind the game, but maybe it's that. Maybe I actually have the right read, and it is you don't want to see the halftime ceremony get booed.
Maybe.
All right, let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019. Sal in Brooklyn. Sal, what's up?
Hey, Sal.
Yo, what's going on, boys? Good afternoon.
What's
Hey,
up?
your take on limiting what people can wear at the airports is all wrong, man. If somebody wants to wear pajamas, so let it be, man. You can't tell somebody not to. You're agreeing with the airport. I get it. Etiquette has a long way to go. But come on, man. You're on a plane. Some people want to be comfortable. Who are we to tell somebody else how to dress?
Sal, I know, but can't you be comfortable in regular sweats? Why do you need the pajamas?
No. You're going shorts. How about if people are offended and say, yo, cover those legs up while you're coming on in shorts?
My calves are beautiful, Sal.
No,
and I assure you my package
but
isn't long enough to see through the shorts. I can assure you that.
Somebody else, man. Come on. Hey, real quick. Revis absolutely should be retired. CC, if there's any Yankee fan out there crying, shame on you. Retire the dude's number. He deserves it, man. He was a warrior.
Right.
And real quick, just look at the Jets and look at the trade they just made with Tennessee. Of those two teams, who do you think's got a brighter future? Jets, who have head coach in waiting because they're going to get rid of Glenn and they got Frank Reich. They're already in turmoil. And you got Tennessee, who's got a real OC to work with last year's number 1 pick. And you got Salah, who's going to get that D straight to get nice and tight.
Right.
Now you tell me, where do you think the teams are going to go? Tennessee will be better than the Jets.
I mean, next year I think you're right.
Yeah.
Simply because the Jets are the Tennessee Titans have a quarterback who they like, who had some moments. There weren't a ton of them for Cam Ward, but he did have some moments.
I'm excited to see what Daboll does with him.
Yeah, he's got a weird release. I heard Boomer talking about him yesterday and how he's got all this upside. It's just I think he's got some mechanic issues just from watching him consistently on tape. There's some mechanic issues that are going to get him in trouble, and so he's got to evolve a little bit as a quarterback. Is Dave's going to help him from a mentality standpoint and making right decisions standpoint? Absolutely. But I think you got to start with fundamentals. I know it's like, hey, man, get kids shooting from the hip and they're going in, let them shoot from the hip. In the NFL, once people get a book on, this ball is coming out low because of his arm angle, don't rush, just get your hands up.
Yeah.
Right? Force him to be out of the pocket in order to complete throws. There's some danger in his game a little bit.
Yeah, and hopefully for their sake, Daboll can fix it. But, look, as far as whose future you'd rather have, it's just easy to say because they at least think they have an answer at quarterback.
Yes.
Let's not have revisionist history, Jet fans. A lot of you didn't think Brian Daboll. Robert Saleh was a very good head coach. Maybe he will be better in his second go-around. But you're going to kill Glenn and act like you wanted to keep Robert Saleh. And
I think Robert Saleh he's well respected in the league, obviously, because he gets fired by the Jets and he has a year off, and not off, but he has a year not as a head coach. The very next year, he's head coaching it,
and so he's wanted by multiple teams.
So he's very well respected. I think he's a really good defensive mind,
clearly.
And now the trend that you're starting to see is that teams, and the Jets did this, teams are going to hire their coordinators who have head coaching experience so that they essentially have a head coach of the offense and a head coach of the defense.
Yeah. And I also don't get the Frank Reich and waiting stuff, too.
Honestly, I can see it.
Is the next head coach?
No. Not full-time, just as an interim.
As an interim.
And you get to a point where you're just kind of like, all right, we're done. Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah.
We tried. It's just not going to work. We're relieving you of your duties. You're not going, all right, let's bring in the special teams guy.
No, you would have Frank Reich.
Let's bring in the backup running back coach to be the interim head coach because it doesn't matter.
But I hope
you have Frank Reich there to actually bring some competency as a potential replacement for Aaron Glenn. It's the reality of the situation. Yeah. I know you don't want to hear it, and I don't want to believe that it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Or at least it gets you through the rest of the year.
It's the reality of where we are when coaches come into seasons kind of on the hot seat.
888-808-1019. I hope that's not why they hired Frank Reich. I don't think it is. But Greg in Huntington. Greg, what's up?
How we doing?
What's up, man?
The Christmas photos in pajamas is totally a Long Island thing. I'm 34, and my mom still makes us get dressed up with the whole family, grandkids, and everything, and we all take a photo every year. It drives me nuts.
Where do you go, Greg? Where are they still doing it?
Do you do it at home?
No, well, now my mom picks these random locations. She found a photographer, and now she picks random locations over Long Island and we got to show up dressed up. This year we were in overalls as farmers at some Christmas tree farm out in like Southold.
Wow.
I had to drive an hour and a half for this.
Yeah. But you went to Sears, right, Greg, like me?
Yeah, back in the day, yes.
Right.
I knew it.
Greg, my wife actually does that too. We take pictures. Like we were at alpaca. We're at alpaca farms. This for our Christmas cards this year. And so we do something unique like that. Aaron takes our photographer. We have a photographer we've had for years. We go someplace, usually down south of us in Jersey, and we take pictures. But I'm confused about the get in your pajamas and go to Sears.
That was a thing. I'm telling you.
I don't get that.
Yeah, like now there are a lot better photographers. Like we have my buddy's wife, Michelle, does a good job. But like you show up places. But yeah, for a long time, those people didn't exist.
Yeah.
You went to the department stores. They had studios there. It was crazy. Mike in Los Angeles. Mike, what's up?
Hey, you boys.
What's up,
man?
What's up?
Hey, real quick. So I'm a long-time listener. Many sports opinions. I've never felt compelled to call. Just like to listen in. Tiki, I grew up in the Northeast, so maybe it is a northern New Jersey, so maybe it's a Long Island, New Jersey thing.
Okay.
I know you're a worldly guy. You're taking pictures with alpacas. You got your personal photographer. But how have you never heard of the family picture set up at Sears? That's a traditional thing. That is known worldwide, I thought.
I grew up in Virginia.
Where the Step Brothers photos come from. It's all of that.
The movie. Oh, in the
That's
movie.
That's true. That classic shot.
Right.
Because you have those backdrops. That's where you would go. Sears. That's where they took that picture.
Yeah, but I know that they have like studios technically in those old, department stores, but not Christmas setups that you go in your pajamas.
Yeah, they changed the whole thing for Christmas time. Like the moment Thanksgiving hits or November hits and you want to get those for Christmas cards, They change all the backdrops, they get all the props, and everybody shows up in their pajamas, and there's Grandpa's balls sitting there. It's a time-honored tradition.
Or you go take a picture with the Easter Bunny, and you're thinking, when's the last time they washed that Easter Bunny costume?
That's gross.
They probably put that up somewhere in some closet. It's been there for 20 years. They break it out once a year, never washed.
It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. Well, anyway, good for Tampa Airport. 888-808-1019. All right. I can. That's all I'm going to think about now is these people in these stupid pajama pants. All right, we come back. Talk more about Brian Daboll. Is he telling us he didn't really want Jaxson Dart last year? And are teams that play at 1 o'clock in the NFL screwed by replay? I want to run this by Tiki. It's Evan Tiki with Shaun Morash here on the Fan.
Always on the go, always busy. That's my life. Is it yours? Well, I got a solution for you because I know keeping my family safe, especially when I'm not with them, is a priority number one and should be yours as well. That's why I turned to our partners at Slomin's who installed the Slomin Shield Link system. Smart home security system combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage right from my phone. The best part about it is really the door locks. They're all automated, as are the lights. So even if I'm not home, I can make sure all the doors are locked and give the impression that I am home by turning on the lights here and there. It makes for comfort when you're away from home. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Slomin Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. Or visit slomins.com.
It is gone! Put it in the box! We're getting ready for another season of Yankees and Mets baseball on Talk Sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
It pains me to say this, but the quarterback that gives the Cleveland Browns the best chance to win in 2026, assuming health, is Deshaun Watson. New Browns head coach Todd Monken didn't close the door on Watson potentially starting this year for the team, and Watson not a great fit in former Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski's scheme, a much better fit in Monken's scheme. Watson gives the Browns the best chance to win. I'm Nick Costos.
If you need a new appliance, this is your sign. Shop at Lowe's now to get up to 35% off and next-day delivery on hundreds of major appliances. A new appliance now means an easier to-do list later. Our best lineup is at Lowe's. Valid through 3/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Order by 4 p.m. Available Monday through Saturday. Subject to availability. Fees, exclusions, and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/appliance delivery for more details.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA Futures let you lock in your pick for who you think will go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. That's FanDuel.com/New York. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry for Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
See what sets Mazda apart in the Mazda CX-5. The smart choice for those who expect more from their drive. With standard I-Active all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 gives you confidence in every condition. Its effortless handling and responsive performance set it apart from the crowd. Inside, you'll find thoughtful, crafted design for comfort and connection. There's more to a Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $209 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee. Applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
As the owner, coach, and quarterback of your small business, you call the shots. From inventory to payroll and more. Now it's time to bring in LendSeek, your funding MVP. No delay of game here. Get up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours for business lines of credit or term loans. Let LendSeek's AI marketplace assist you in making the winning play and score that touchdown. Apply at lendseek.com, LENDSEEK.com.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises, and no money down. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cards for Kids.
Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your card can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
1-877-CARS-for-KIDS. Donate your card today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? That's cars with a K.
If you're in the market for a great deal on Toyo tires, get to Town Fair Tire for your absolute best deal. Because at Town Fair Tire, you get the guaranteed lowest price on any Toyo tire. Plus, you get free services for life. And we honor all valid Toyo tire rebates. For the absolute best deal on Toyo tires, get to Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome on in, final hour of the program. Evan and Tiki with me, Shaun Morash. Evan on vacation these next couple days. He'll be back Monday. Tiki and I, along with Connor Green, covered a lot of topics. Jermaine Johnson's been traded to the Tennessee Titans. Devondre Sweat coming back in return. Of course, Giancarlo Stanton, the story this morning, he can't open a bag of chips. No surprise, by the way, spoiler alert on what's coming up next at 2 o'clock. Chris McMonagle says, no biggie. We already knew that he was hurt. So we've already gotten that.
He's been hurt for 2 years.
Exactly. I don't see how this changes anything. We knew he had pain. Chris, he can't open a bag of Lay's. It's a difference. All right.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell.
The Yankees are a joke.
If Evan was sitting in this chair today,
yes,
and I was sitting in Connor's chair, and I delivered the Cinco, Evan would do this exact thing right now that I need to do, and I need to check myself.
Go ahead.
My Cinco a half an hour ago was the next 5 guys that will have their number retired by New York teams. In order, I gave you Jaxson Dart, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Kreider, Jacob deGrom, Darrelle Revis. I thought I put good work into it. I thought I put good effort into it. And I'm getting absolutely slaughtered on social media.
Why?
And I deserve it. Number one, we talked about CC Sabathia getting his number retired, Hall of Famer, right? There's a Hall of Famer that's about to have his Met logo on a hat. Carlos Beltran.
Oh, yeah.
So if the criteria is you're going in as a Hall of Famer for that team,
yeah,
the Mets should, and they probably will, retire Carlos Beltran's number 15. Again, Hall of Famer with the logo on his hat. How many have done that for the Mets?
But isn't he? Let's see. Now I got to figure out the ratio. Yeah. So the problem is he played so many places.
I know. But where is he planting his Hall of Fame flag?
With the Mets. 7 years with the Mets. 7 years with the Royals. 3 with the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Then he also was in St. Louis, Houston, and Texas, and the Giants.
But I have to be consistent. I don't penalize guys for playing all over the place. He's going in as a Hall of Famer with the Mets. And the Mets have retired, let's be honest, far less they've retired numbers for, too. I mean, they don't get enough credit. All of a sudden, the floodgates open the last few years. I think he will. Now, the other one.
I mean, consistent all-star with the Mets. One, really great season.
Yeah. He gets remembered, unfortunately, for the bat on the shoulder, which is not all his fault. Well, I mean, I guess not swinging the bat is his fault, but as far as being remembered for that. The other one. Now, I want to, anybody who listens to this knows I like to have fun with them. So when I put Jaxson Dart at 5, it was supposed to, you already think he's getting his number retired? I'm doing that for that, obviously.
For the reaction.
However, he will not be retired and have his number retired before Aaron Judge has his number retired. And I left Aaron Judge's number 99 off the list.
That's a good point.
So, two ones, and I want to just right the wrongs. Because Evan would call me on that. Okay. So I need to call myself on that. Okay?
I didn't even think about it.
Yes. Cleaning up some stuff from the Combine before we get back to your calls. Some news. Connor Hughes. The Jets are not having a fire sale, but Jermaine Johnson isn't the only player available. I was told from multiple sources who had conversations with New York here in Indianapolis that they are open to dealing and listening. So who would that?
The Jets are open to dealing and listening on now we're thinking multiple players.
Multiple players.
The challenge is who is that? So that's worthwhile to move on from. It's not going to be Garrett Wilson.
No, you need a cornerstone offensive player.
Exactly. It's not going to be either of your offensive tackles.
Right.
It wouldn't make sense for Breece Hall because
they just said they were bringing him back.
Exactly, but you also you need him, and so it wouldn't make sense. It's only 1 year. They didn't franchise him, so you can't even trade him.
There's one guy that comes to mind, and we've mentioned him multiple times today.
Will McDonald.
Yeah, you're another year 2 away from paying him.
He was a 2023 draft.
Not this pick, not this regime's pick.
Yeah,
and they're going to go pass rusher probably at number 2.
So this is his 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have to decide this year whether they're picking up his 5th-year option.
Correct.
So, I mean, maybe.
Well, I'm just who else could that mean? And maybe that means they're not going to deal anybody, but they're listening. They want to see if they get blown away. Muji likes collecting assets.
There's nobody else that you're. I don't see who else that you're trading
because it's not a lot of talent. Other than that.
I know that's my point.
Yeah.
I mean, Jermaine Johnson has lots of upside, so it made sense that you're going to trade him because other teams will see him, especially the Tennessee Titans and Robert Saleh, who drafted him. You can look at him and say, there's potential here that's untapped, and we're going to make the best of it. I can't say that about a lot of these other players.
Yeah, what are you going to trade, Joe Tippmann? I mean, what are we talking about here?
No, first of all, you need him.
Right.
But, you're not going to reconstruct your offensive line. The receiving core is not – nobody wants those guys.
Nobody's traded for A.D. Mitchell or John Mechie. You just traded for them.
Exactly. So I think it sounds good, but it's ultimately – just hot air.
Yeah, we'll see what that means.
Right.
Now, from the Giants' perspective, Dan Duggan tweets, the top agents meet with every team in Indy, so this isn't some huge news, but I'm told that David Mulugheta, that's how you say his name?
Yeah.
Okay, he's the big agent. That David Mulugheta is scheduled to meet with the Giants today. Why is that important? Mulugheta reps both Jermaine Illuminor and Cordell Flott.
Yep.
So the Giants could maybe, or at least we'll start hearing whispers about the future of those guys in free agency as it pertains to returning to the New York
Giants. At the very
Giants.
least, you're going to start hearing the structure of what they're looking for.
Yes.
Like what kind of contract either or both of those guys are looking for.
Yeah. So we'll hopefully get some more news on that. And look, if more matriculates out from the Combine, Tiki and I obviously back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. and we'll recap whatever we've
Be honest with you, we had this conversation yesterday or 2 days ago. The Combine is interesting for this reason only.
Not who's running a 40.
It doesn't. The other stuff doesn't mean anything. Now, if you see a guy run a 4.21 40, and you're like, "Damn, that was impressive," that's about it.
I can't imagine I put it on once this weekend.
That's about it.
They got me for 2 years when I was doing national radio, where I sat there all weekend and watched it, and then
That's because you were doing college football and you cared a lot about college football. Like, how does this kid who I watched at Oklahoma going to translate in the league? Well, the Combine will tell me how he compares to guys in the league. So that's why it was important then. I agree with you but once I stopped
doing
really
national
talking
college football,
about college football, do I really care?
Right. I love college football, but I love watching the games.
I call college football games.
Love watching the games. But you're right. Yeah, I think I had this come to, I don't need to talk about that here. Yeah,
exactly.
It became the one thing I realized I needed to watch for work.
Yes.
All right, let's go back to your calls. Adam in Center Reach. Adam, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
What's up, dude?
What's going on?
All right, man. Now we got spring training underway, and the Mets and Yankees have been showing off some of the rookies and some of the guys they signed. What on each team do you think one spot that they both need to address before the season starts?
Ooh.
For me, it would be from the Yankees pitching, and for the Mets, that one next, I'd say, solid hitter which can produce runs.
Yeah,
What do you guys think on that?
pitching from what, Adam? Is it the bullpen or starting?
Starting four definitely needs at least one.
Well, you're worried about. You're talking about the Yankees, I think.
Yankees.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Look, Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon.
Max Fried.
It's to be determined.
Oh, with their future, yeah.
Like what? Not what their future is. 'Cause I think they're gonna be fine. Just when they're gonna be available.
Right.
But otherwise, I'm not overly concerned about the Yankees starting pitching.
And we got good news on Cam Schlittler yesterday.
Right, because of the
he pitched fine, no pain.
What was it? I forget now.
I actually forgot too. It's so bad.
It was something that wasn't
odd.
It wasn't alarming.
They think he'll be able to
It just
throw,
sucked that he wasn't available.
Right.
away.
They think he'll be able to throw 70 pitches by the first week of the
Right. So Max Fried, Cam Schlittler. Then you have a couple of Luis Heel.
And Weathers is throwing 98 miles an hour.
And Weathers throwing 98. Will Warren, if he gets back. I'm not overly worried, especially with the reinforcements not too far away. Carlos Rodon and Garrett Cole.
I'm not adding another Yankee starter right now. Not that you can have enough starting pitching. They are deep. They're deep.
They are.
They're deep.
Right. And once they get healthy, which should be a month or so into the season, they're gonna have a problem.
And if Clark Schmidt's sitting there in August,
exactly, they're gonna have too many arms.
Yes, I'm with you. So that's not my now. With pitching, I would tell you this, and this goes for both teams because he did ask about both teams.
Mm-hmm.
I am still very much holding my breath at both of these bullpens. I am. Now, David Bednar, I've trusted as the
liked
closer.
Cruz last year.
I
Fernando
did.
Cruz.
I did. And look, I think
Camilo Doval.
I think Doval's got upside.
Yeah.
Like they
Tim
acquired,
Hill is pretty steady.
I get it.
I
Jake
know what
Bird's
you're
going to be
saying.
counted on. He
I
got
know what
sent
you're
down
saying.
last year. And then the Mets, like, I like Devin Williams and Luke Weaver, but they still scare the heck out of me.
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily about the closer's role with both teams.
Right. It's the setup guys.
Yeah. Yeah. You need really good bullpens. I'm worried about the depth in both bullpens. Other than that, look, I screamed and yelled enough about the Yankees' left side of the infield. You could talk about the Mets. They screamed out run prevention and some of the stuff that they've done maybe doesn't make as much sense. They're not going to update anything with that lineup. The Yankees added a bench piece. I think it's about the bullpen for both teams. But I don't know what they're adding either. I think that's going to be a work in progress throughout the year. You'll see guys come and go up and down the minors. And both of these teams will also have somebody that comes up that you're like, oh, okay, I like this guy. He gets out.
Right.
So, but that's the nature of it. It's a little too late to say what should they be adding in the offseason at this point. All right.
Yeah, I think he was maybe asking Adam, I think was his name, more about what you would need
to push over the top.
Yeah, like if at the trade deadline.
Okay.
Like you know you're starting. What do you need still?
Let me see how good Polanco is for the Mets.
Right.
And you could talk first base, upgrading, thumping like that. Up and down the board we go. How about Joe in Jersey City? Joe, what's up?
Hey, Joe, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing today?
All's well.
What's up, Joe?
Good, man. Good. All right. So I think the last and only time the Jets ever had a successor plan at quarterback was Bill Parcells, Vinny Testaverde, into Chad Pennington. Would you agree with me on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So who is the quarterback that is a ex-Tampa Bay pick that is actually already in New York City that I believe might have a spiritual connection with Frank Reich as well?
Talk about Jameis.
Exactly. So my question to you guys is, A, how much do you think it would cost? And then B, do you think instead of Evan's theory of taking an athlete and turning him into a quarterback, can we take more of a gunslinger and turn him into a game manager?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is they tried that. Thank you, Joe. It's been tried with Jameis.
With Jameis, yeah.
Oh, forget Sean Payton. Bruce Arians tried.
Oh, good point.
Bruce Arians, when Jameis was still on his rookie deal, or was it his rookie deal? I think it was still his rookie deal in Tampa. He tried. He comes out of retirement after leaving Arizona, going to sit in CBS's booth for a year, realizing that he can't cuss, so he wants to go back out and drink whiskey and be a head coach in Tampa. And he's like, I'm going to get Jameis right. And Jameis had a fantastic season. He threw for 33 touchdowns, but he threw 30 interceptions, including at least 3 or maybe 2, at least 2 pick sixes that lost them games at the end of games.
It cost them the playoffs.
It cost them the playoffs.
Yes.
And so, I don't think that's ever getting worked out of Jameis Winston. Now, with that being said, that is worked out of Jameis Winston if he has to start 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
As a backup, come in and fill in and be a viable, competent quarterback that can help us win some games, I think every team needs that kind of player.
Yes.
And I don't think the Giants are prudent to let that go.
No. Yeah,
So, to answer your question directly, he's not available.
He's not available. But this is the caveat, because I agree. I don't think he's available, but if I had to just take the other side of it, I think 2 things could happen. The first thing would be the Jets really like Jameis. There's been some kind of talk with an agent, and Jameis goes to the Giants and goes, this might be my last chance to earn a real starting job. And with
but for how long?
Okay.
I can go be the Jets' savior.
Yeah.
Do the Giants really want to see that?
They don't want to see that, but I got to give Jameis credit. Jameis did everything right by this organization and everything this year. Kept his mouth shut as Russell Wilson was looking terrible, and he could have played. They went back to Jaxson Dart as they should have, and he was nothing but a good teammate and a good sport. If he really wanted to be a starter and that was the spot he could start, would the Giants reward him for that?
Yeah, I mean,
that would take Jameis wanting that.
But I don't think Jameis would want that.
Okay, and then that's fine. Now,
I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes.
I would say the same thing.
That's the greatest quote ever.
It's unbelievable. I would say the same thing I said about Tanner McKee. Nobody's doing this for Jameis Winston, so it's almost a waste of breath. But if I got a first or second round pick for Jameis Winston, that changes
there's no
things.
way you're getting a first round pick for Jameis Winston.
Of course. But when you say, like, what, nobody's ever doing that, there's always a price for something. Right. If somebody got crazy, but nobody's getting crazy. All right. Dennis in Pennsylvania. Dennis, what's up?
Shaun Tiki, how are you?
What's up, Dennis?
Shaun, I'm here to back you up a little bit.
Okay.
Sears and JCPenney's, I think Tiki mentioned it earlier that they have the portrait studios inside the store, right?
Yes.
Right. But I'm a little bit older than you guys. I really don't remember, Grandpa in his balls hanging out. I mean, we wore suits and ties, we got dressed up, yeah, but I never saw anybody walk in there with pajamas.
But I think that's the point, Dennis, is that nowadays people and their families are coming in pajamas
to the airport.
Well, I'm glad you brought that one up because I come from a time where you got dressed up to go on a plane, no questions asked.
Right.
You wore a suit and tie, you got on. But I got to tell you another story. I'm a retired New York City cop.
Okay.
And I went to work at a community college. It was a commuter school. So one morning I get a phone call. There's a student here. Looked like he just walked out of bed. They thought he was crazy. So I go to talk to him. I look at him. He's got his pajama bottoms on. His hair's all disheveled. He looks like he just woke up.
Mm-hmm.
I said, dude, you got a class here? He says, yeah. He says, I got a class at 10 o'clock or something like that. And he says, I'm just doing it for a social experiment. I'm like, you just scared the crap out of a bunch of teachers. I couldn't believe it.
And now kids show up like that all the time to class.
Yeah.
I know. So I hear.
So
I mean, I'm a little out of touch these days. I tell you.
No, it's right, Dennis. The world's changed. People go for comfort.
It's not bad to be out of touch, Dennis.
Yeah, even the nice pants have drawstrings now.
I mean, I wear drawstring pants to fly every single time I'm on a plane.
I have no issue.
Sweatshirt, hoodie, drawstring pants.
I do too. I am so pro comfort. I think that when you get to the weird thin flannel pajamas, things get weird. Like I don't need you with Pikachu on your pants all over the place, and it's just weird. All right,
and then the Crocs, they kick the Crocs off, and then they're open feet, sticking them up on the seat in front of them.
Time, Connor, you've referenced this. You hate open feet on a plane, huh?
I don't want to see your feet on the plane. I don't want to see your toenails. I don't want to see anything you got going on there. Just wear a pair of socks and wear a nice pair of shoes, and that's it.
How about if you wore socks with Crocs?
Is it okay to take your shoes off when you're on the plane?
I don't think so, because you don't know how it smells down there. You might not realize it's a little bit smellier than it really is. Someone sitting next to you is bothered by that. It's very bad etiquette.
I think if you wear socks, you could take your shoes off on a plane.
I do it all
some
the
people
time.
don't wash their socks enough. It's a little gross.
I mean, again, socks are covered. I'm fine with
Then
that.
they're chowing down on a tuna fish sandwich.
You're so anti-tuna.
You hate
too.
some tuna fish, dude.
Not on a plane. Not on a plane.
It's hard to disagree with that.
Speaking of food, Anthony in Richmond, Virginia. Anthony, what's up?
Hey, guys, doing a great job. Marconi would be proud if he was listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's not.
I think this is glass breaking worthy, Shaun.
Okay.
This came out today. Burger King, for the first time in 10 years, they are changing up the Whopper.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
What?
All right. They're going premium bun.
Okay.
Creamier mayo. And a little, they're going to deliver it in a hard, firm box now. So your thoughts, you want to break that down?
So hold on. Stay with me. A better bun?
A better bun, a premium bun. We're going from the soft, squishy bun to a firmer.
So right off the
premium
bat, I'm
bun.
going to tell you that was the Whopper's biggest default was that the bread kind of fell apart all the time. It was too cheaply done. So I'm in on that. Creamier mayo. Look, I'm a mayo guy. I never noticed a problem with the Burger King mayo. It's great on the old school chicken sandwich. And the box, who needs their burger getting crushed every time it's thrown in a bag if you're getting stuff for a family? These seem like positive upgrades, Anthony. Positive upgrades.
Well, that's what I was thinking that too. This is what customers wanted. But we needed to hear from you, Shaun, on this.
Thank you, Anthony. I hope I detailed you. Look, it's certainly going in the right direction. I've had my issues with Wendy's. I've voiced them, and I think Wendy's is
Apparently
great.
they're closing, right?
They're closing a few stores. They said they're rebuilding a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think Wendy's is great.
Yeah.
My issue with Wendy's is they changed the lettuce, man.
Did they?
They changed the lettuce. You used to get a nice leaf of lettuce
Now
on
you got
a burger.
Now you got like the sprinkles.
You get like that chopped up iceberg.
I hate that.
So I
That's
did
the
it-
worst.
I did it once.
I'd rather not have lettuce.
You'd rather not? That's probably right.
It's because it's so messy. It falls out, especially if there's sauce on it.
Yeah.
It gets tangled in the sauce, and
You're
it
right.
falls out, and it's in your lap, and you're like, damn it.
It's gross.
I'm wearing these like light-colored pants, and now I got schmutz all over it.
I first noticed it on the way back from Giants-Washington week 1, okay? Old Shawnee had a couple drinks in him, and I got some Wendy had the junior bacon cheeseburger.
Right.
And I noticed the lettuce was off. I just figured, you know what? I've had a couple drinks. Location ran out. You know what happens, right? A couple times since, I've noticed the lettuce change, and I think it's really hurt the hamburger product. So, Wendy's, if you're listening, please bring back the old lettuce.
Yeah.
Let's get back to sports. Howard Harvey and Dix Hills. Harvey, what's up?
Harvey, what's up, dude?
Hi, Tiki and Shaun. How you doing?
What's up, dude? Harvey?
Pretty good. You know, there's always been a disconnect between college football and the pros in finding offensive linemen. But today it should be easier because they don't have, most teams, college teams have these pro offenses.
Right.
And yet the Giants managed to find a Boston Neal, and Schmidt spent a good part of the year on his rear end. And maybe you could discuss the process of finding a good offensive lineman, because I think that's what they Giants should do, starting with the number 5 pick. Number 2, I thought when the Eagles won the Super Bowl that the financial value of running backs would increase, and it hasn't happened.
Nope.
And, to me, all running backs are not created equal. And then the third thing, you mentioned Devin Williams before. The Yankees have beaten the Mets to Devin Williams, and I said at the time on a fan that there was a big report that he had extensive stress fractures, and I mentioned so many times. And now the Mets give him a 3-year contract. Do you think that's a smart deal? I consulted orthopedist, and they said they don't know how you can be effective as a starting pitcher in a major league with stress fractures, not knowing the MRIs and the protocol for rehab.
Right.
Exactly. Do you think that's a smart deal for the Mets to give him a 3-year contract?
I don't know
Thanks,
the stress fracture story.
First time hearing of it.
Yeah, but it's depending on where they are. Like if it's in his, it can't be anywhere in his throwing mechanism.
I wouldn't think.
It's got to be more like, I don't know, shins or
maybe
feet,
it hurts to push off legs.
Something like that. Either way, it's somewhat of a liability. But if he has stress fractures that are detrimental, they would have been flagged.
Right, he takes the physical.
And so I'm going to say it's risky, but obviously it's not risky enough for not doing the deal.
Yeah, I'm with him. And as far as the offensive line, look, John Michael Schmitz got better last year. He spent less time on his rear end.
He needed to put some ass on.
Right.
He was just light.
Right. And it's so weird because, yes, they need to improve. They need to figure out the guard. Maybe they signed Tyler Linderbaum to be the center this year.
Maybe they signed AVT.
But of all the Giant problems, the last 2 years, the Giant offensive line pretty much held it down.
No,
doesn't mean it was elite or perfect.
They've actually been really good, especially in the run game.
Yes.
I mean, they're top 5 rushing offense.
Yeah.
Top 5 rushing offense in the NFL this past season. And it's been the issue that we've talked and complained about for a decade.
Forever.
Even with a great running back like Saquon Barkley, the offensive line wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're good.
It was the one thing Joe Shane has gotten right.
100%.
They still need to add to it because a lot of their fixes were short term.
Right.
But they again, I'm not going to complain about the offensive line. Let's go to Chris in Connecticut. Chris, what's up?
What up, Chris?
Hey guys, first time, long time. So
Thank you, man.
I don't usually call in, but I was listening to the last segment about where people wear on the airplane. So I was in Phoenix over the weekend. I missed the storm in New York.
Good for
and
you.
So my flight was delayed to, yes, I got very lucky for the first time in a long time. So I got on this flight from Phoenix coming back to New York. It's a direct flight. We get off, and about 25 minutes in, 30 minutes in, they turn around, and there was some electrical issue or some issue. So we land. There's not that many flights coming from Phoenix. So I had to go to Seattle to fly back on an overnight flight, and I got back this morning. So I was in the airport or on planes for something like 16, 18 hours. So
that is
I don't have
miserable.
a problem people taking their shoes off. I don't have a problem people wearing sweatpants. And I was in sweatpants in my Jets sweatshirt hoodie thing. But I got to be honest, I can't tell you how many people come up to me asking me if I really was a Jet fan. I told them I have my brown paper bag in my car, but yes, I do appreciate the misery. So I got to be honest and just say you have to be comfortable because you just never know.
No,
right.
I'm
Chris,
with you on
you're making a great point
Thanks.
because that's become the issue with travel lately.
Oh, you could get stuck.
You get stuck.
Yeah. Diverting.
And the last thing you want to do is be sitting there in jeans and start to
Oh.
ride up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, now you're chafing.
Unzipping them every time you have to go to the bathroom.
Exactly. So
Bad scene.
His
biggest problem is you can't be wearing Jet stuff. That pajamas is not as bad as Jet stuff on a plane. There's no doubt. All right, when we come back, I do want to ask Tiki if he's ever given CPR to an animal, because there's a sports story involving that, plus your calls, 888-808-1019. Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash here on the Fan.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Kalshi. Basketball is in full swing, and now you can trade the game in all 50 states on Kalshi. From the pros to college, don't miss your shot on the hardwood. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get $10 when you trade $100. Kalshi, trade on anything.
His hair flapping in the breeze. He's walking to home plate.
Mets fans.
That is remarkable, even at this place.
I've never seen this before.
Yankees fans love to talk about their teams. We do too. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
I'm Pat Boyle, here to help you beat the books with Western One Sports. The NBA is back, and right away the Knicks have a chance to atone for their past two disgraceful efforts against the Detroit Pistons. I'm not ready to believe just yet the Knicks get a decisive victory, but I am ready to believe in Mitchell Robinson dominating the shorthanded front court of the Pistons. Jalen Duren and that psycho Isaiah Stewart are still out from that brawl with the Hornets, so Robinson has a great chance to eat on the boards tonight. I'm going over on Mitch and his rebounds. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
It's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear: extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for New York businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup costs, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a New York business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Get ready for more Evan and Tiki on The Fan.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park
from way downtown for a beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go Teams!
Hey, it's Tiki here. I'm constantly on the go between the fan, taking care of my kids, various events, meetings, football games. The list goes on and on and on. But one of the things I value most is feeling safe and also knowing that my family is safe when I'm not with them at home. That's why I turn to our great partners at Sloman's Home Security to install their innovative ShieldLink system in my own house. The Sloman ShieldLink system is a smart home security solution that easily and seamlessly combines safety, convenience, and most importantly, peace of mind. Whether I'm home or away, I can manage anything right from my phone. My security system, home automation, my entertainment system, everything is right there at my fingertips. Our security lighting turns on as soon as we turn our alarm system on. So whether we're home going to sleep or away, we know that we're safe and our home feels protected. Just give them a call at 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit online slomans.com to learn how Sloman ShieldLink can give you peace of mind in your home and when you're on the go, just like me.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Your official station to talk Yankees. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. To set you up for the evening in sports around the town, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs are in Brooklyn tonight at 7:30 p.m. Wonder how much Evan got for those tickets as he's away. That game can be heard right here on The Fan. The Islanders are in Montreal as they begin their post-Olympic run to the postseason. And the Rangers, in an 8 p.m. game at the Garden tonight, will host the Flyers, where they're probably going to honor, I assume this is out there, Vinny Trocheck and JT Miller, along with Coach Mike Sullivan and that astute general manager Chris Drury and the job they did, bringing a gold medal to the Team USA.
Do you think he gets cheered?
Yeah, they'll all get cheered.
Drury included.
Oh, I'm sure he will because, that means so much more than the Rangers, according to all the fans. I'm the one who's wrong, Teak. So remember, they should probably get cheered greatly. I think I found, and we'll get right back to your calls in a second, a story that is going to be tough to top for the craziest sports story in the year 2026, already in February.
Go ahead.
In Turkey, a Turkish soccer game.
We're talking soccer.
Talking soccer.
Football.
In play,
okay,
a player kicks a ball, and it strikes a seagull. The seagull falls out of the ground and goes unresponsive onto the pitch.
Oh, wow.
The team captain, Gani Katan, I might be pronouncing his name over, runs over, sees the unresponsive bird, and begins CPR and chest compressions in an attempt to revive it.
What? Are you serious?
The seagull responds. I swear, I'm reading the story. The seagull responds, shows movement. Katan cradles it, rushes it to the touchline to hand over to medical staff. And the seagull has survived.
And then it flies away? Or is it like...
I think they brought it to like a vet or something.
That's amazing.
The team captain who did that team ends up losing. They get eliminated from the playoffs in the game. But he's being heralded as a hero in the bird community. Begging the question.
It's a seagull. There are millions of them.
Thank you, Tiki. This is a very important question. if you were playing sports or this happened in the NFL, a seagull's flying down Giant Stadium, Kerry Collins uncorks a pass and drills a seagull and falls at the feet of Ike Hilliard. Is Tiki Barber rushing over to try to do CPR on the seagull?
I would not even think about it.
Okay.
Not even close.
It's a dead bird at that point, right?
Right. What happened to the bird?
Pick it up with a shovel and you keep playing.
It makes Randy Johnson look bad.
What happened to that bird?
It died. I think it disintegrated on impact.
That was a baseball's more fine bird. So this is a big soccer ball plunks this bird.
Right.
Boom. CPR. First of all, I took CPR class and I retook them when I had a baby.
Yeah.
Did that whole thing.
We had ours a couple years ago.
Okay. So 2 things I need to understand. Number 1.
What are you doing chest compressions with?
Yeah, like
fingers?
Your fingers? Is CPR on a seagull the same as CPR on a person?
Did they have like little tiny defibrillator paddles for the bird?
And can you go mouth to mouth? Or can't you go
I don't think you need
flu?
to go mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth is it's an antiquated methodology.
Oh, so mouth to mouth's out now on CPR.
Yeah, you don't need to it's just the chest compressions, just to keep the heart beating.
Okay, so you do your little fingers, you keep in the seagull's heartbeat.
Yes.
Look, credit to this captain.
Is there a video of this?
I don't. There's a whole.
There has to be.
Oh, maybe. Look, so there he is. Yeah, he's wrapping his hands around. It's crazy.
It's an actually moving video, though. That's just a picture.
Let me see.
Like, I would love to see how he executed CPR on a bird.
Yeah, I don't see the video.
No, it's just a bunch of still pictures.
Just still shots. It's crazy. I'm sorry. That's the craziest sports story of 2026. Who's stopping CPR in a Seagulls soccer game? Seagull gets saved.
Maybe he's a vet in real life.
Maybe. I think he's a lunatic.
It's Greece?
No, Turkey.
Turkey.
Catan, C-A-T-A-N. Gani Catan is his name, team captain.
This is why soccer is the beautiful game.
It is.
You never see this in any other sport.
That's very true.
Could you imagine an American saving a seagull because he was able to? Are you kidding me? How many deer are just sitting on the side of the road on Route 80? No chance. But I just felt like I had the need to bring that to your attention.
Thanks, Sean.
Back to the Jets. Val in the Bronx. Val, what's up?
Hey, Val.
Wow. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Much respect. Much respect. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for taking the call.
Don't respect us. We didn't do the CPR.
No, I love the show. I'm one of those. I call a lot at night, but I listen to the fan day in and day out, every day, all day. And I love all the shows that you guys are one of my favorite shows too. So
you love all the shows, Val?
Respect.
You love all the shows?
Yes, I do.
Who's your least favorite host?
Stop.
Don't do that to me. I can't pick one.
All right. I just wanted to know why it was Tommy Lugauer. I was just curious.
Wow. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Much respect. Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Sorry.
Yeah, as much as I love everyone, I was the guy that cried when McPherson, BT, and Sal, came off the air. As much as I love everything that's going on the fan, but I hate to lose anything. But,
I appreciate it.
I got some Jet stuff for you, but I just wanted to say 2 things really, really quickly. That thing, that story you just gave, who knew that Adam Sandler was like, a front runner, bro? Didn't he do something like that in that movie, Just Go With It? I think it was the guy who brought the sheep back to life or something like that.
Oh, I kind of remember that now that you said that. That's true.
And one other thing, that pajama stuff that you're talking about, one thing I will say, that stuff is very subjective. I worked in the office one time where, it was a very relaxed, this was years ago when I was in college, it was a very relaxed dress code. But during the summertime, they had to tell people you couldn't wear shorts because it was a subjective thing. Everybody's idea of what shorts are, to some extent, are different. And there were sometimes
I could see that.
I hate to say it.
I could see that.
A couple of ladies would come in, and some of the things were just a little bit too high, and it would cause problems. So, everybody's idea of pajamas is not everybody's idea of pajamas.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, Val, I could see that.
Yep.
Coming in some booty shorts.
Yep.
Right. There you go.
Dude's coming home a little too happy, huh?
I saw somebody get sent home because of that, and I felt bad.
Wow.
This was a totally different day and age because this, like I said, was when I was in college. This is years ago.
Right.
But, you can understand where it comes from. But to get to my Jet stuff, I have a suggestion, and it's something I haven't heard, and I'm glad that I got you guys because I think, Tiki, I also have a question about it because I think you'd be the perfect person to answer it.
Okay, go ahead.
My suggestion is, and this is because they've actually done business with this team already. They have a working relationship, and I like the idea of dipping back in the well. Joe Milton out of the Cowboys.
Ah, yes.
And, I don't think it would cost that much to get him. And he's somebody who, for exactly what we're trying to get out of next season and to leave the idea of the not this year, but the next year's draft open, he's the kind of guy that if he has a high enough ceiling that if it works out, you've solved the problem. And if it doesn't, it's not a big deal. And he's kind of like that guy that sounds to me like somebody that Frank Reich would be able to work with. Additionally, he's a young guy. So like I said, if it does work out, you've kind of solved the problem, at least for a few years moving forward.
Potentially.
The thing the thing, and I like his poise. I like his arm talent. And even when he came out of New England, he was a talk of the town before Dallas picked him up last season.
Right. But he was not good last year.
And that's why, that's why I'm glad that I got to talk to you, Tiki, because I'm interested to know if you might change my mind. Because I heard, I know with all the talk that you guys have been doing with potential QB answers for the Jets, somehow it came in as like a tiny, tiny point. I don't know if it was like late last week or it might have been earlier this week, but I know Evan was on, so I'm not sure. It had to be last week sometime. And you sounded kind of negative on the idea of Milton. So I was interested to know why, because you were one of the people last year who was also very high in it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I think Val, part of it was the system. So Joe Milton, I had forgotten about Joe Milton until he came in and played a couple of games for the New England Patriots, and he looked amazing.
Won that last game of the year
and he looked great. Like his command of the offense, his timing on some of the throws, his
deep ball's pretty.
Deep ball was gorgeous. His off schedule, it was all like, man, this guy looks like a starter. I want to groom that guy. And this was before the Giants obviously took Jaxson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
He gets traded to the Dallas Cowboys, and he ends up playing in 4 games. Only threw 24 passes last year, and it looked ugly, and it really looked ugly in the preseason when he actually played games, because Dak Prescott wasn't getting a lot of run. And I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized it's because of the coordinator. Like Josh McDaniels, as much as he's failed as head coach, is one of the great coordinators of this generation.
Was he the coordinator with Mayo?
Last year.
Oh, last year.
Yeah.
But Milton was with.
I'm talking about with New England.
Yes, but McDaniels came with Vrabel.
He was already there.
Oh, he was there?
Yes.
I'm forgetting the head coach's name. Mayo?
It was Gerard Mayo.
Gerard Mayo. I didn't realize McDaniels was
right.
there.
And so
okay.
I feel like Joe Milton regressed. He regressed under Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer. Yeah. And I don't know why. So the question, am I soured on him? Not really. But I don't feel as excited as I was before.
Yeah. Now, who's the guy you're excited about again? Again, we have our eyes on. Let's name him again. The Oklahoma State quarterback.
Oh, from Messamaker.
Messamaker. That's our next Tiki guy to keep an eye on.
The college kid. I thought you were talking about an NFL guy. No. I'm like, who the hell are you talking about?
We'll put the Joe Milton thing in reserve and just keep an eye on this kid.
Messamaker.
Lou in Astoria. Lou, I know you've been hanging on. What's up, man?
Hey, Lou.
How you guys doing?
What's up?
Great show. You guys are doing a good job with that. Tiki. Question: you still doing that Bad Tiki, or what happened to that?
Bad Tiki's in jail. He'll come out.
Wow,
he'll get released.
I had a lot of fun.
He'll get released at some point.
You should go back to that. But anyway, on Shaun, I got a couple of good things for Shaun.
Okay.
One was Alex Rodriguez when he decided to retire his number.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great thing. And there's a couple of things that I never forget from Shaun. And during the Super Bowl, I mean, that thing in his house, I don't understand why people don't bring it back, bring it up, because I thought he did a hell of a job, and he promoted himself for big company like Frito-Lay, Pepsi, and Anheuser-Busch to give him a freaking millions of dollars for a commercial. That was great. I mean, congratulations.
You're talking about A-Rod? A-Rod did something in his house?
No. I was talking about you in your house when you did the thing in the Super Bowl.
Oh, my Super Bowl party that I filmed that was on the FAN?
Yeah, the party. I think that you promoted yourself. I think somebody's going to be calling you soon. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, hey,
but anyway,
money talks, baby.
2004, okay, he came to the Yankees, and he was batting 400, okay, against the Red Sox. They were 3-0, okay, and the great Mariano Rivera blew 2 saves, okay. Otherwise, you would have a championship then, because you know that the Yankees would have gone all the way, just like the Red Sox did. he can't. Also, one thing, Sean, that is very important.
Mm-hmm.
When he came and he put the pinstripe on, the attendance went up record for $4 million a year.
Yeah, no, people want to
okay?
see A-Rod. Lou, thanks for the call. We know the deal. It's because of the lawsuit. He'll never go up there. Clearly, we know Cashman has some beef.
The lawsuit is not active.
It's not active, but
he sued the Yankees.
Sued the Yankees. It riled them up. And I'll say this about A-Rod, something he still doesn't get enough credit for. Boy, did he check his ego at the door to win. Yeah, I'll come play third base.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that just kind of gets overlooked and assumed. Really? I don't know. That took a lot for A-Rod to go do that, and he had no issue doing it. Corey in Massapequa Park. Corey, what's up?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing?
What's up, Corey?
Hey, couple things. I have a bonus question at the end if we have time, but
right.
I think one of the names you left off on the retirement next coming up, I would say Brunson. I see a championship within a couple of years between him and Leon Rose. Reason why I'm calling is, listen, it's not wholeheartedly, but that was a name that I thought maybe you left out.
I think he's going to have to win a championship though for that to happen.
And when we have this big contract thing looming now, Corey, that's why I left him off too. So we'll see.
Good points, and I agree with both. In terms of the airport attire travel, listen, me personally, I think athleisure wear kind of fits both sides, right? It's comfortable, it's functional.
Right.
When I personally travel, that's what I like to wear. With that said, I think it's absolutely crazy for them to say what you can or cannot wear on an airplane, right? I mean, I feel like you're either on the side of the man or you're on the side of the people. How many times are the people getting pinched from airlines regarding ticket pricing, bump flights, this, that, fees? It's just ridiculous. So for them to have the gall to say what you can wear on a flight is insane to me.
Okay.
And I just don't think it's right.
All right. What's the bonus question?
Curious NFL referees. I'll make it very quick. I think everyone agrees it's been a little hectic over the past couple of years. 2 points. Pat McAfee brought up having a program for NFL retired players to kind of get them into reffing.
Interesting.
I thought it was great. There's a really good clip of him and Bruce Arians talking about it, and Bruce saying the best ref he ever worked with or, whatever, had games with was a retired safety and just knew the flow of the game, wouldn't call, a backside 5-yard out holding on a 30-yard deep ball, knew it didn't affect it.
Right.
My take, and I'll let you go after this, it's a little crazy. I say one of two things. Either remove 2 of the refs or add 2 or 3 more referees, and you need 2 flags on a play for it to count.
Oh, interesting.
Corey, I like that.
That's an interesting little.
Because that means 2 people have seen the same era.
Yeah. So you'd have to add. That's if you add more refs. So
I think the NFL makes enough money they could do that.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously could. But do you really want to see more flags or potentially more flags?
You know what? Good call, because if one ref throws a flag and the other doesn't, then it gets distracting on the field. Well, how many flags were thrown? Was it only 1? Was it 2?
Right.
That could hold up the TV broadcast. I have to take this call. Gilbert in Pennsylvania. Gilbert, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, fellas?
What's up?
Hey, great show, by the way. But the real question, Tiki, that they should have asked you, scenario, you're at a NASCAR, 100,000 people in the stands. All of a sudden, a bald eagle gets struck and falls on your lap. Right? The cameras turn towards you.
All right.
You're on the Jumbotron. Do you give the bird CPR or what?
You have to, man. Don't you? You have to. And then the story in the paper is the American flag gets superimposed. All of a sudden, you're national.
America.
Yeah, exactly. You're a national hero. There's no doubt about that.
I don't like this take. Because the bald eagle was identified as the symbol of America, that has more value than a seagull?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
How many seagulls do you see versus bald eagles?
A lot of seagulls, although the bald eagle.
Have you seen a swarm of bald eagles?
You don't see a swarm of bald
eagles.
Have
you seen flying rats trying to eat your food on the beach simply because you have a bag of fries and you can't even get them in your mouth before they're snatching them out of your hands?
Seagulls love Takis, by the way. I've noticed that a lot at the beach. The thing about the bald eagle, for being honest, I grew up, back in my day, the bald eagle was an endangered species, and you were like, whoa, when you saw one, it was weird.
Yeah.
The bald eagle has made a big comeback. I mean, it's insane how many bald eagle stories and sights you see now. Where did they all come from?
I don't know. They're endangered. They're just protected.
But I don't think they're endangered anymore. There's a lot of them.
Well, it was
rare
the fact
to
that
see
they
one.
were.
They were endangered.
So now they just are allowed to thrive.
So what do you think happened? We saved them and they had like a humping center? What is that? Like, what happened? How did they come back?
They couldn't have been hunted. Why were they endangered?
I don't know. They're asking too many questions.
Yeah.
Now, I have no idea why they were endangered. There wasn't enough of them, but now there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Connor knows. Connor, you're driving down the road, you see a bald eagle every day now.
I have never seen a bald eagle.
Are you serious?
Never. You've seen bald eagles before?
Yeah, they are on Long Island for sure.
Wow.
They're in Lake George for
How
sure.
about that?
Yeah, they're
You know,
around.
if it wasn't the bald eagle, what the national animal would be?
What?
The turkey.
How do you, why?
Because that was like the pilgrims and the turkey.
No.
It was turkey.
You couldn't make that the national animal. We
That
eat
is
it every
not
year on a
true,
holiday.
Connor.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
That is not true.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 96% sure.
How did the bald eagle get more votes than the turkey then?
Because it just looks cooler, way cooler. So they were like, we can't do the turkey because the turkey's kind of
flat line to us.
I think I'm right.
Connor, I think I'm
But
right.
I'm now feeling like less sure about that now that you guys are reacting this
Are
way.
you with us tomorrow?
Yes.
All right, I want a full report on this.
I'll do a little Google search.
All right, thanks to Connor Green. Tiki and I will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Plenty of combine news and whatever materializes tonight. We'll be with you. The Carton Show with Big Mac, Hoffy. They're coming your way next. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Right wing 3, good! The Nets play the Spurs, 7:30 tonight.
Back to Zaire to the rim and a two-hand slam.
The home of Brooklyn.